All right, says I'm going live. Come on, Grumble, let's go. I like the just Lion's Den pre-roll on Rumble. Maybe Rumble's being stupid. Come on, Rumble, what are we doing? What are we doing, Rumble? I don't know what Rumble's doing, actually. There it goes. Wow, Rumble took some time. All right, holy crap. I think I'm live. Let me see if I can get this. All right. I hope my sync is right. Windows wanted to do some updating and I stopped it, so we'll see how it goes. All right, well, it is late. Seems to be my thing. Honestly, every time I do a normal earlier stream, like I get asked, it doesn't do half as good. I seem to be a late night person or early morning. Wow, I got my mouse cord stuck. All right, guys, how's it going? Welcome to Lion's Den. Well, holy crap. By the way, the guy playing in the background is Raphael. Please go check out his channel. Does a lot of good gaming, streaming, especially Warzone overnight. Kind of a thing of mine. Well, we are going to talk stupid crap. Holy shit, Urbexy, what's up, man? Oops, probably said that in the first minute or two. They don't like you. Oh, I'm 1 minute and 35 in, so I'm good. How you doing, Urbexy? Yeah, where you're at, it is what, 9:30 in the morning? 10? Okay. How's it going, man? We are going to talk right away. I'm going to stay under 2 hours. I am freaking tired. 9:35. Okay. Isn't this technology amazing? It just is. I know somebody's going, okay, boomer. I'm not that old, for one. But, damn, isn't the technology amazing? Wow. You got a notification. I get a good amount of emails not getting notifications because my tiny channel, of course, I've already proven between arguments with YouTube Direct that they are shadow banning my channel. I gave them all my analytics they asked for and the income of subscribers, and then the boom. Amazing, isn't it? And they finally admitted, well, you know, we don't really, your content is what we kind of approve of. I'm like, oh, dicks. Amazing when it works. Oh, I love technology. I think it's great. I hope I never get off the technology train like some older people I know. Hey, Jimmy. But, all right, guys, let's hop into this. Good morning, Garbexy. Good morning, Jimmy. For those of you who don't know, I think the No Killings protests are stupid. All right. The very fact that these morons can go out there and have this No Kings protest says we don't need it. Because if we had a king, the king would say, you ain't having this. He would have all you asses locked up in a jail cell. And I invite, whether you see this live or afterwards, I want you left idiots to tell me how, oh my God, Donald Trump is such a king or a fascist. A king and a fascist would go, you ain't having no dumb protest against me. That is not how fascism works, you dinkuses, snapperheads, jackwagons, absolute retards. That's why when they call themselves anti-fascist, and they're actually totally fascist, these are stupid, smooth-brained, just out there for hate, empty inside people. They will hate anything. I mean, Donald Trump's out there making peace in the world, but oh my God, how dare we enforce? Enforcing our laws is fascism. And I know Urbexy and some of the other people come on here from the UK would say that your government, some of the idiots in your government would say the same thing. Oh my God, enforcing immigration law is fascism. No, stupid. When you compare enforcing immigration law against illegal aliens to what happened in Germany in the 30s and 40s, you're a moron. The Jews back then were actual citizens of Germany. It's not the same thing. And the very fact that you say that either says you're stupid or you're just full of hate. Pick one. Or maybe a little bit of both. A king and a fascist dictator would not let you have your protests. And the funny thing is, you are very tiny. You are a very tiny amount of morons out there doing this. People go, oh my God, it looks big. There are 350 million people in America. You guys get a few million out there. That's jack and shit. More people will watch a Super Bowl than will be doing your No Kings protests. So yeah, if Donald Trump was a true fascist like this picture shows, you wouldn't be having it. So let me shrink me down and boom. Okay. So now you can see what I'm after here. But if this image here was true, you wouldn't have your protests. It is idiotic. The very fact you can have a No Kings protest shows we don't need a No Kings protest. And boy, you get the tropes here. They put the Hitler's mustache on him and a crown. So whoever's holding this sign is a fucking idiot. You are just an idiot. My God. If you're going out tomorrow to join me and thousands of others for the No Kings protest, mention your state. Let's show support to one another. Yes, morons unite. Stupid people are just like zombies. Zombies aren't really too dangerous in most movies. The old slow-moving zombies aren't too dangerous at all when they're one or two. But in huge crowds, zombies are dangerous. These are dumb zombie sheep. What a bunch of idiots. And like I said, if anybody lefty happens to be up and sees this, come on and tell me how. I want finally somebody tell me how Donald Trump is a fascist. We had Democrats. How many times have I said it on this channel? Democrats. Oh, democracy, democracy, democracy. We had democracy on November. You lost. Fuck off. Go do better. But no, Democrats. And you can look back in America and actually a lot of the world. When the left thinks they can win, oh, they use democracy as a catchphrase, a cudgel. As soon as they lose, Democrats or leftists in the world riot. They can't stand to lose. These are the political equivalent of 3-year-olds throwing themselves down and bitching and crying and throwing a fit because like mommy didn't give them the candy bar or they didn't win the election. You lost. We had democracy. This is what the American public voted for. Fuck off. You are the fascists. When we have an actual election and you lose, because Democrats beat us over the head with it. It's a saying, YouTube. Beat us over the head with it, kinda, for the last 4 years. Hey, too bad Trump lost. Biden won. So we had an election. Shut up. Well, guess what? Now it's your turn. Fuck off. You lost. We had democracy. The very fact you're out here having your No Kings protests, the very fact you're out there attacking law enforcement officials who are mandated to enforce our laws anyway, let alone now that we had an election where Donald Trump, one of his biggest platforms in the election was to get rid of illegal aliens. And most people support that, not just the criminal ones. Most people, over 52% of America, over 52% by the way, want mass deportations. They don't give a shit. Don't give a shit if you've done nothing else illegal since you came here. Now, if you go to just ones who committed crimes after getting here, the number's around 70+%. America wants these people gone. You are the minority. You lost the election. You are the fascists if you are out there protesting against democracy, if you were out there attacking our law enforcement officers, if you were out there supporting illegal aliens flying the Mexican or Cuban flag or whatever friggin' flag in America, you're the fascists. When you attack somebody else for having different beliefs, shoot people like Charlie Kirk, you're the fascists. Come on and argue with me. Show me how Donald Trump is the fascist. I'll wait. Come on. He's following the laws. He's even backing down to illegal rulings by shit district federal judges that the Supreme Court's already said, you guys can't do this shit. And Trump keeps going. And I think wrongfully, Donald Trump keeps going, oh, well, we'll have to fight it. No. You guys are lucky. Donald Trump is being a pussy. Sorry, I love the guy, but he's being a pussy. Donald Trump needs to stand up to these illegal rulings and go fuck off. Screw you. Come stop me. This is the law. Donald Trump needs to send out his spokespeople and show, hey, here's the United States Constitution. Here's federal law. Argue. Come on. Show me where I'm the fascist. And he's not doing it. Donald Trump needs to be a little more ballsy. All right. Doing a server migration technology work. What? I don't even know what that means. Just imagine the reaction if he tried to run again. Oh my God. Dude, you know what? I swear I want to buy a Trump 2028 hat just because of that. Just to piss off. I got some flaming lefties in my gym. I have a guy that walks around with a little purse, and he has a little raccoon tail hanging out of his purse, and he has a little raccoon tail pinned to his workout shorts a lot of time hanging out of his pants. There's a very large dude at my gym who has frosted blonde hair, stubble worse than me, wears makeup, wears a 1980s style halter top, and pink sweatpants to work out. Yeah, I'm already not popular with them, because I wear a lot of these at the gym. But boy, I'm thinking about getting a Trump 2028 hat, or an ICE hat. I mean, Jesus. These people are stupid. I would love to hear an argument from the left. How is he the fascist? Do you know anything about fascism? I don't think they do. I think they are dumb. It's just a word. It's like racism. They've beat that word into a pulp, and now it's no power. Most Americans go, whatever, when you call them a racist out because you use the word too much. You've destroyed what it meant. I think you're about to do the same thing with fascists, because I think most Americans are looking at you going, fuck, do you even know what fascism means? They know you don't. That's why Democrats are actually possibly looking to lose the midterms. Sorry, guys. Voice is getting a little goofy. Hey, Jay Watterson, what is up, my flip-flop friend? We need a shitting competition called the Super Bowl? Yeah, no kidding. Sorry. Stupid people are worse. They breed. 100%. You're right. You're right, Jimmy. I don't know what's wrong with my voice. I'm just getting frogs in my throat. Yeah. Stupid people are worse than zombies. They breed. Zombies don't. You're right. Okay. I think the biggest problem is needing to register as Republican or Democrat, need to act up. Well, I don't know if it's even that, Urbexy. I don't think it's registering. We are just dealing with stupid people. Hell, I've talked to people, or I've had people come on and argue with me when I'm arguing with them on posts, on X, on Facebook. I'm not a Democrat. F them too. These are just libtards. These are people that are, whether they know it or not, are part of the Democrat Party, but also the Democrats can't do much to piss these people off because it's the one big constituency Democrats have left, is the far left lunatics they've groomed for 12 years of brainwashing. These are their foot soldiers. I've been saying that since I restarted this channel, since I was potato. I was saying these are the far left foot soldiers. They are grooming an army of morons. Morons are anti-fascist. Well, we call ourselves anti-fascist, so of course we're not fascist. Fuck you. You're fascist. Look at everything you do. Everything. You're going around killing people. So I don't want to hear shit from you about what's fascist and what isn't. You kill people for speech. That's fascist. 100%. So I don't think it's registering as Dem or Republican. We just have a stupid person, a lost person, an empty person problem, and we need MAGA 2.0 in America. I don't know about the UK, but in America we need MAGA 2.0, which means make asylums great again. We have people walking around that are on 3, 4, 5, 6 behavioral medications. And then they got medications to offset the problems of those medications. People that used to be put away and get therapy, get meds, and be away from the American public because they were a danger, because they were stupid, because we couldn't have them screwing around with other people. Now, oh no, we got to be tolerant, so they're out rioting. We had morons, a lot of people on SSRIs, on their behavioral meds, people who think, well, I can be a helicopter today, or I can be a boy today, or I can be a girl in 3 minutes. That is mental illness. These are people wandering around who did, and it's not $2 billion damage in the summer of love. It's $2 billion of insured damage. The closer number is around $4 to $5 billion in damage to this country during the Summer of Love riots. Remember, they talk about Republicans being violent, or the right is violent. Oh yeah? How many people have the right killed in the last 10 years? I'll wait. How many have the left killed? Uh-oh. Between the trans school and church shootings, between the Summer of Love riots, between the Washington, D.C. insurrection at the White House. Let's go. Come on. Between walking up and going, oh, Trump supporter, bang. Between Charlie Kirk, let's go. Bring it, lefties. The No Kings thing is stupid. Just the very fact you can have it, dummies, means we don't have a king. And I can bring up the picture of Joe Biden with his red background banging his hands. You want to talk fascism? You were following the fascist. Dumbasses. Power belongs to the people. Join the movement. You're right. We had an election. That was the power of the people. Now, the neat thing is, I'm starting to hear some lefties starting to suddenly come out of the blue and go, I'll say it. I think even somebody in The View said it. The 2024 election was rigged. Oh. So after taking people off social media, getting people fired, getting people doxxed, physically attacking people for election denial, now it's suddenly okay to have election denial. Tell me again, left, that you aren't the fascists. Now, everybody's heard this on this channel. Democrats and the left have no true beliefs except what gives them power in the moment. They don't. They have zero. Come on, bring it on, lefties. Tell me what true beliefs you have that you won't turn on in a second when you're told to by your leaders, by the moron media, whatever. Elon Musk is great. Elon Musk is evil because he disagrees. Come on. You're dumbasses. Bring it on. All right, so. Now the No Kings, I like this. This is old, but this, I do love this. Well, this is going to trigger the No Kings protesters even more. Donald Trump is epic, dude. I'm sorry. The guy is epic. Oh, a huge thank you to, I cannot do Donald Trump's voice, by the way. A huge thank you to all the No Kings protesters yesterday. I was very very, very concerned. A king was trying to take my place. But thanks to your tireless efforts, America, I am still your president. Great job, Donald J. Trump. I can't do his voice. But, dude, the funny thing is, I swear, if Donald Trump said, everybody should drink water, these people would die of thirst. This is great. The guy, if nothing else, he should have been a comedian. I don't know what that's doing. He should have been a comedian. He would have done it. He would have been an amazing stand-up comedian. He thinks on his feet. And man, his energy level is nuts. Hey, Sog, what's up, man? Thank you for your attention to this matter. Yeah, dude, I don't know why, but I think it's amazing when Trump says that. I don't know why, but I laugh. Because he knows everybody's paying attention to what he says. All right, so. Now, see what I just said here? I saw this. Dude, I've been saying this. And then I happened to catch this clip of the 5. And what happens? It's nice to know that I'm not off my rocker, because Gutfeld said the same thing I've been saying on a couple of posts I've been putting out for the last couple days.
I love the no kings thing, because if its very existence proves that it's not necessary.
Boom.
You know, if this was a king-led country, you wouldn't be able to have your no kings protests. I mean, who are you protesting? Spain? Denmark? Cambodia, Dana? They have a king. You look at Kathy Griffin and you wonder, how can they not see what this
Saturday?
I love the no
I just
kings
love it.
thing, because
he's right. And I've been saying this to people for a couple days now. I don't know when Gutfeld said this, 2 days ago. I've been saying it for 3-4 days. I was like, you can't, no kings is stupid.
if its very existence proves that it's not necessary.
Doom, done. Same with fascism, not just no kings. A fascist, a true fascist. Okay. These are like people that use the word genocide like nothing. They throw racism out there until it's a useless word. Now they're throwing genocide out. They're making the word genocide useless. They're also shitting on what happened in World War II. Yeah, a true genocide is what Hitler's and his buddies were trying to do. They were trying to genocides a whole couple peoples. The Jews, the blacks, they were really trying to genocide them. What's happened to the Israel-Hamas kerfuffle is not a genocide. If you're a genociding somebody, their population doesn't increase hugely. Their population decreases by millions, not increases by millions. That is the dumbest thing. So now the left, they keep damaging words. Once again, I can be a helicopter, I can be a kitty cat, I can be a boy, girl, I can be a zimzer or whatever else, all those other stupid pronouns. I can be gender fluid. How the fuck is that? No, you are not. They make sure words mean nothing. 2 + 2 = 5. So yeah, it's stupid. They have no idea what they're talking about. Damage words. Make them mean whatever, whenever they feel like. Because, why? Because the left has no true beliefs except what gives them power in the moment. Zero. Just dumb. I do like that they're trying to track down where all the money's coming from. I'm happy to see that. Gender fluid, that's what lands on a hose face. Well, I don't know, Durbexy. I'm going to say that's masculine fluid. Oh, I'm sorry. Not if it comes out of a girl's wiener. Oh, my God. Ugh. Charlie Kirk, thought it was ethnic cleansing. Well, Charlie Kirk can think whatever. I don't always think somebody's right. I like Charlie Kirk. I agree with him on some stuff. I disagree with him on others. But ethnic cleansing to me sounds like you're just cleaning somebody up. I'm sorry. Ethnic cleansing. Okay, so that ethnicity's dirty. We're going to help them clean up. Here's some showers and soap. I don't know. Ethnic cleansing is a weird phrase to me. Oh, these people, they eat dirt and swim in poop and don't shower, so we're going to clean up that ethnicity. India could use some ethnic cleansing. So, yeah. Let's see here. Now we got... America doesn't have a king, but Trump acts like one. Jessica Tarlov is one of the dumbest. I enjoy when Greg Gutfeld really goes after her. I mean, there's times you can see Gutfeld is actually pissed at her. And that's when, usually when Gutfeld cusses, it's because he's pissed at her. Because she says such stupid, vapid, moronic shit. At least when Harold Ford Jr. is on there, you may not agree with the guy. And every once in a while he says something where you're going, dude, that's kind of dumb. But rarely does Harold Ford Jr. say anything near the level of stupidity and moronic retardedness, combining those, of Jessica Tarlov. She is the biggest douche canoe out there. I mean, what the absolute shite. He acts like one, ignoring the Constitution. He's following the Constitution. He's following our federal laws. He's following our federal laws on immigration. He's following what the American people voted for. Hey, dummy, Jessica Tarlov, you dumb twat. Explain to me how a man running on a platform of following our immigration laws and winning on that platform and then enacting what the people voted for is being a king. Come on. And she'll go, well, some people don't want it. They lost. Democracy is, hey, guess what? We had an election. You lost, and you lost badly. Show me how that's a king. No, it's because she's just a dumb idiot mouthpiece who, oh my God, I don't like it, so I'm going to say it's kingly and fascism because how dare you do something I don't want. No. Fascism is if Trump ignored the people. Yeah, if Trump ignored our laws. If Trump was stomping on your No Kings protest, you didn't have this because he would just jail you all, send in the military and stomp on you. That's fascism. He's letting you do your stupidity. All right, so here, Jessica.
Sure, they certainly have rounded up some bad hombres, and I think if you attack a police officer, then you should be taken in and also get your due process right.
No, I'm done. I want these people to stop dicking around. I want Donald Trump to stop dicking around. You attack a federal law enforcement officer doing the job the American people voted them to do. I want the federal charges. I don't want the local police to take them in and 2 hours later they're walking around. I don't want the federal agents taking them in and 10 hours later they're out walking around. No, I want them to be prosecuted. I want them to stay in jail for at least a month. The punishment for attacking a federal agent could be years in jail. But they're getting not a damned thing. It's time to prosecute these little fuckers. I'm tired of it. A lot of Trump supporters are tired of it. If anything Trump supporters are pissed about is the anemic deportation numbers. 1,500 or so in Chicago. Dude, there's millions of illegals there. What the fuck are you doing? Get them out. And as for the people attacking ICE, attacking police, attacking Trump supporters, why the hell aren't these people in jail? My God, Trump, I'm sorry, but Donald Trump can't even show the balls the Democrats did during the J6 stuff. They went after these people for not even really breaking laws, the ones who weren't violent, I mean, for doing jack shit. they would set them 20-year jail sentences. But we got people actually attacking federal agents who are honestly killing the people on the right or center, or trying to take out bounties, or ramming CBP agents' vehicles. And these people go back out, wander around, and a couple hours later. Donald Trump needs to grow a pair and send Spamela Blondie out. Kash Patel, hey, Dan Bongino, where the fuck are these great law enforcement people to go out and jail these pieces of shit? I'm done. Jail them and prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. This is stupid. The fact that we're letting them do this is causing a problem. Some people are saying Donald Trump is doing this because if these people get super violent, that's it. He's going to declare the Insurrection Act. I'm not sure that's worth it. Not prosecuting people for breaking crimes or breaking laws is stupid. But Jessica Tarlov, sorry, I think she's one of the most odious people on news. I mean, she's almost more odious than Joy Reid and Don Lemon.
But we also know there's a ProPublica investigation that more than 170 Americans have been detained by ICE, with 20
That's it?
held for more than a day without being...
Oh. Hey, Jessica, how many Americans have been killed by illegal aliens your party brought in here? How many? How many men, women, and children have had their lives ended, or were attacked, or were molested, or screwed with by illegal aliens? Come on. How many people didn't get medical care because illegal aliens were clogging up our emergency rooms? Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. But Jessica Tarlov only cares now. She cares about Americans suddenly. Bullshit. Bullshit.
being able to contact their lawyer or a loved one.
Oh.
And that's what the
Oh, you mean like J6 people you guys jailed, put in gulags, and it was horrible conditions if you look how they were kept? And we're not allowed to contact their lawyers sometimes for years. You know what, Jessica? You and your party brought in 20 million people. Going after and getting some out, there's going to be some mistakes when you're trying to get out 20 million people. When you brought these 20 million in, Americans died. Especially a lot of our women and children were messed with or died. Oh my God, but 170 might get detained for 24 hours, and that's so much worse than all the dead ones. This shows her absolute rampant idiocy, moronicness. This is why I don't like some of these shows. Even from anything from Fox News, MSNBC, NBC, even Timcast and other channels. Sometime, I'm not saying me, bring on some average blue-collar people. Bring on your average plumber. Bring on your average, home builder, roofer, mechanic, whatever else, body shop guy. Have her say this shit in front of the average blue-collar person who's dealing with all these illegals in their neighborhoods, who's had family members affected by these illegals. She's worried, oh my God, 170 got detained. Bitch, how many died because of your illegals? Some are going to get caught up. And by the way, of these 170, you know why some of them were detained? Because they were interfering with ICE agents, CBP, whatever you want to call them, doing their job. That's why they were detained. They don't want to tell you that. Oh my God, these ICE agents just arrested these because they were acting like they're illegals. Because they're brown. No, because they got in the way. Because they tried to stop ICE agents. Or they were actively hiding illegals. Which is illegal. Yeah, they don't talk about that. Oh, how many of these 170 were interfering with law enforcement? What? How many were interfering? Oh, means probably most of them. Jesus.
No King's protest is about. Donald Trump says, I'm not a king. And yeah, we get it. You're not a king. You wish you were a king.
Oh, bitch, how do you know that? Oh, the great, amazing Jessica Tarlov can read minds. Hey, read mine, Jessica. Oof. I don't think you're going to like that you see there. I think this biatch needs to be deported. She should be deported. Go to Israel. Go to Israel. You are saying some of the dumbest, most odious, lying shit up there. How do you know what Donald Trump thinks in his head? Seriously, he's followed the laws almost too much. He's let judges who have no standing push him around. He's let your party try to kill him, remove his wealth, attack his family. Think about it. Yeah, he's the problem, Jessica.
And you're running this administration as if you should have those kinds of rights.
He's following the laws. Come on, Jessica. Following the laws. And this episode, I went back and looked at this episode of The Five. This one, it's weird how sometimes Jesse Waters and Greg Gutfeld will really push back on her. There's other times it's like somebody gave them a big estrogen shot or something. They're acting like girls around stupid shit like this.
The lack of respect for the Constitution and the laws of this country are astounding. And Trump.
Yes, by your party. By your party. For 4 years. Your party brought in people illegally. We're giving them aid, giving them hotel rooms, giving them PlayStations, giving them cell phones, giving them medical, giving them between $3,000 and $8,000 per man, woman, and child on debit cards. Who was breaking the laws? Who doesn't follow the Constitution? She can say this shit all she wants. Show me where Donald Trump is breaking the laws. He's curtailing free speech. Bitch. It was the Biden administration, or at least his handlers, that tried to make the government board of disinformation with Mary Poppins that we've played that dumb bizatch singing on here. And now she's over in the UK trying to curtail UK citizens' speech. Go look that shit up. She's been in the UK Parliament talking about how speech is dangerous. Yeah, that was your party, Jessica.
When he was on Meet the Press a few months ago, that he didn't know if he had to uphold the Constitution.
It's not what he said. Go look up the whole clip.
Wanted to go over, a few of the things that people who are going to be out there on the streets peacefully protesting are upset about. Starting with the basics, signing an executive order to do away with birthright citizenship.
It's illegal. Go look it up. We've talked about it multiple times on this channel, so have others. That is not what the 14th Amendment was meant to. And it says right in the 14th Amendment, under the jurisdiction thereof, the United States government. Illegal aliens are not under the jurisdiction of our government. They're not part of our citizenry. They are citizens of other countries. They are under those countries' governments. They must be under the jurisdiction of our government. They're not. And also, the people who wrote the 14th Amendment clearly stated, go look them up, of why we had the 14th Amendment and who it was not for. They knew it could be abused back then. They wrote it saying it is for slaves, not for people sneaking across our border. They said not for illegals, even back then. They knew the abuse that could be done with this. They covered it then. And it should never have been extended to illegal aliens. It's stupid. It's dumb. And I will stand up. I don't give a rat's ass. It was a center, right, left judges that did that. They're fucking wrong. Just reading what the writers of the 14th Amendment were wanting to do and what they said it did not cover. That's it. Done. Argument over. The fact that judges ignored that says they did not do their job.
Which is literally in the Constitution. Sending
No,
troops into blue cities.
it's not.
What do you mean?
Unilaterally implementing tariffs, which Congress gets to do. I already talked about the 170 Americans who've been locked up. Cracking down on the First Amendment, detaining students for op-eds you don't like, targeting law firms.
Students here on guest visas. And if you read that documentation when you come here on a guest visa into our country, you do not get to protest against our country. As soon as you protest against our country or this country's best interests, you're fucking out of here. That is in there. You sign that when you come here on a guest visa. You don't get to be in here as a guest. You don't get to come into my house. Say you're over my house hanging out, playing some video games. And you start cussing about how I keep my house, or you start calling my wife names. You're in my house. Fuck off. Get out. Same thing. We have rules. You sign it. You do not get to go and shit on America and say, screw America. I want Americans dead. I want to end the country. American citizens get free speech. Visitors? Nah. To a point. You don't come in and go, hey, by the way, I want to come over and hang out at your place, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to shit in your middle of your kitchen floor.
Universities reallocating funds appropriated by Congress to fund your big ICE force.
Joe Biden did that. He took money, reallocated a bunch of times. Debit cards to illegals, hotel rooms to illegals, changed the app, the ICE app, so it was flying people in. You could register to fly in. Talk about reallocating funds, Jessica.
Firing inspectors generals that are looking into your friends like Elon Musk, making billions.
Oh, do you want to go there? You really want to go there, Jessica? Yeah. These inspector generals are breaking the law and they weren't following their own mandate to do their job. They were enforcing laws unevenly.
Off of crypto scams, and your kids are running all over the world making deals. And the Trump administration.
Like the Biden family? Remember, at least Trump's family, and I'm not saying I agree with everything he does, but at least Trump's family are businessmen, and women, whatever. They own businesses, they do stuff, they've sold stuff, bought stuff, built stuff. What's the Biden family's product? Come on, Jessica. Nothing. The whole Biden family has no product, but they're all Richard and shit. Remember, we talked about this back when Biden was still president. How come his 12-year-old niece was getting $100,000+ every couple months from the Ukrainian government? How come his son was getting diamonds and money from the Russian government? Why is it everybody in the Biden family was getting checks? Man, woman, and child. Brother, sister, niece, daughter, hell, even ex-wives of his son were getting money. They all became weirdly rich without producing, selling, buying, or having a single product or website or anything. They all suddenly just got money. Well, isn't that fucking weird, Jessica? At least the Trump family, whether you like some of their products or things, Trump watches, Trump crypto, it doesn't matter. At least they were producing something or putting something out there. Not money just poof in their pockets. Whether you agree with it or not, they had something that money was being exchanged for. Biden family, poof, hey look, we got money. But no, everything's fine.
And has defied 1 in 3 judges that have.
No, he hasn't. That is a lie. Show me what Trump has defied. Show me. He's backed off every time. There's been no time he's defied a judge. She's blatantly lying, and this is where I was disappointed with Waters and Gutfeld, because they did not push back on that lie. He has not. He's always gone to court, backed down, let these judges push him around. The Supreme Court has slapped these judges down now 2 or 3 times saying, stop it, you can't do this. And they keep doing it, and Trump keeps going, well, can't do it. I'm going to have to go to court. He just took down fences surrounding the ICE facility in Chicago. He's not deploying the National Guard, even though, because this idiot judge goes, he can take control of the Guard, but he can't do anything with them. Huh? He is the ipso facto, the commander-in-chief of the United States Armed Forces. How does some district court piece of shit judge go, well, yeah, you have command, but you can't do anything with it? Talk about cleaning your fingernails with a pencil. You have these district judges still usurping the power of the executive branch. That is violation of the separation of powers. So Jessica is a pure liar, and she knows it, and she is a twat.
have ruled against him. And you're seeing that from judges appointed
Show me.
from Reagan up to
Show
Donald
me.
Trump that are saying absolutely not. You are
Show me him defying them. They made rulings and he stopped. She lied.
breaking the law in taking some of these actions. All of that is what No King's Day is about.
No, it's not. All right, let me catch up as I know I'm going. I'm on way too much caffeine and not enough sleep. The Hamas reported it celebrated October 7th and cried looking for shelter has been ended during ceasefire. Oh, yeah, dude. I want to hear all these Palestine supporters square up the great Hamas people going around and offing people in Palestine right now. Square that. Square that with the great freedom fighting Hamas people. Square it with me. Go around offing people. Jail for a month, that means feeding them. Yeah. The whole no thing is crazy. A king has no power, so who are they really protesting? Actually, a real king has shitloads of power. Rebecca, you're talking about your king. Your king actually has no power right now, but they used to. These are people talking about traditional kings from 600, 700 years ago that did have power. And a true king and a true fascist would not be letting these protests happen. They would stomp it. All right. Why are they moronic? I already told you. I told you, Mark. Argue it. Come on. Do you all want a king? Okay, so, Mark, tell me how he's a king. I'll wait. I just described how he's not a king. I didn't even have to look over and see you typing that stupid shit. Tell me how he's a king. If he was a king or a fascist dictator, you wouldn't be having your moronic protests. You are a very small amount of the population of America. You are easily ended. Your protests are easily ended. You are easily jailed and stopped. But he's not doing it. That is the world's worst fascist king and dictator. Same people who have little control over their own lives want to see government controlling other people's lives. Well, that sounds like the left to me. What the hell is a king? Well, Jimmy, go to Jordan. There are some countries that still have kings. And some of them still have some good amount of power. Pretty sure American ancestors put their foot in the last king's ass, yeah? 100%. Which is funny because so many people, we fought a war to get away from, sorry to my UK friends, the English monarchy, yet now so many people are so invested in paying attention to all the gossip and stuff in the monarchy. It's like, oh, good God. Also, CB and ICE agents that just follow orders. Yes, Jay Watterson, 100%. And Jay Watterson, you've been on this channel long enough to know that what I said back then, every one of those agents should have been arrested. Every one of them. They knew they were trafficking children. They said, oh yeah, they got these numbers and these wristbands, but we were ordered to let them go. Yeah, every one of those agents should be in jail for at least 20 years. You know I've said that. If a person is on U.S. soil, they are under the... No, they are not. A citizen of another country is not under the jurisdiction of the United States government. And go look up what the writers of the 14th Amendment wrote. They said it was not to be for people sneaking across the border illegally. Go look it up. It was written for the slaves, and you know it. And if you don't know it, you're a dipshit. Go look it up. Oh, I'm sorry, but you guys can make words mean anything you want. 2 + 2 = 5. I can be a kitty cat. I can walk around with a tail. I am wolf self. I'm a boy today. I'm a girl in the next 3 minutes. Yeah. You are not under the jurisdiction of the United States government. You are a citizen of another country. You are under the jurisdiction of your government still. You do not get due process. Now, I'd love to hear how you get square due process when the Democrats brought them in without due process. And if you actually look up our laws, if you come in illegally, the only due process you are allowed or owed is to be booted right back out. You come in through the front door or else. Democrats were able to bring in 20 million with zero due process. Even though the American public was saying, fuck no, stop this. Shut the borders, stop it. Oh, we can't do that. But then Trump gets in and the borders shut within weeks. Tell me again about due process. The American public was overwhelmingly saying, fuck off, stop this. The Biden administration, the Democrats, whatever, was going, nope. Where's the due process? They took our federal laws, our immigration laws, and wiped their asses with it. So now, after you get your 20 million in here with no due process, you go, well, you can't remove them without due process. Bullshit. Bullshit. That is idiotic. Alberta just had a raid to enforce immigration at a huge site. Isn't Alberta the more the least lefty, one of the least lefty parts of Canada? I can't keep track of which is which. So I'll agree, man. Your queen, well, not my cup of tea, was a lot more of a strong-willed person who probably cared about her country more than your king. Yeah. You're denying the text included in the U.S. Constitution. I've already looked. No. No, it isn't. Go look up the 14th Amendment and how it was written. And it says, under the jurisdiction thereof. You can twist words and say whatever you want. Well, as soon as they come in here, they're under our jurisdiction. No, they're not. Citizens of other countries are under the jurisdiction of their governments. They're still citizens of their government. And under the jurisdiction thereof means citizens of our country. Go look up what under the jurisdiction thereof meant when our founding documents were written. Go look it up. And go look up what the 14th Amendment writers said about what it did or didn't cover. Feel free. You are taking a mudded, shortened down, bullshit version of the 14th Amendment. And tell me how it makes sense that some dumbass cow sneaking across the border, 9.9 months pregnant, go plop, American citizen. Tell me how that makes sense for any country. I'll wait. Then you can tell me the writers of the 14th Amendment were that stupid. You are purposely obfuscating because you want the illegals. Because you don't give a shit about actual due process. You got them here, but then you want to hobble people removing them by going due process. No, get out. You should be put out the same way you came in. No due process in, none out. Goodbye. Somebody comes in my house without asking. That is coming into my house without due process. I don't have to go through court battles to put you out of my house. I have the right to grab your ass and put you right back out my fucking door. That is the same due process. You walk into my house without any permission, I'm going to remove you without your permission. You are obfuscating and you are holding one side, a side you obviously disagree with, to a standard you don't hold your own side to. And you do not know the 14th Amendment. We have discussed that on my streams multiple times. We looked it up and I showed what the writers of the 14th Amendment actually said. And they said clearly, not for people sneaking across our border. The court ruled wrong. Courts do make mistakes. You know, like the lefty judges who are breaking laws right now by making rulings the Supreme Court said they can't make. But I'm sure you're fine with that too, because it supports your beliefs. All right. I'm not talking about the Bush administration. I am not talking about the Bush administration. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about the Bush administration. I didn't like the Bush administration. You can probably label me any way you want. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a Republican. I don't like the Bush administration. I think they were corrupt. President Cheney was an asshole. And don't tell me George Jr. was the president. It was President Cheney. President Cheney can blast somebody in the face and not get alcohol tested for 24, 48 hours. 9/11, there's something stinky about it, and our war in Iraq stinks. So keep coming at me like I'm a righty. Come on. I'm not going to support George Bush, and I'm sure as shit not going back in time to George Bush era. We are talking about right now. We are talking about the last 4 to 5 years in this country. Stick with it. Keep trying to wander through time. Now you're conflating private property with American. No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. My property is the same as Americans' property. It is the same thing. This is the property of the United States of America, and this is the property of the people of America. It is just a little bit bigger in my house. It is not conflating. You, on the other hand, are a turd bucket who wants to hold Republicans to a standard you won't hold Democrats to. Democrats can break whatever laws they want. They can make new laws, change laws. They can do whatever they want to bring people in. But then the other side, how dare they follow the same rules to get somebody out? You are dishonest and you are conflating. I'm fine with how the Constitution is written. No, you're not. No, you're not at all. You're not fine with it at all because you're not paying attention to what it was written for. It was written for, what was the 14th Amendment written for? Come on. Why was the 14th Amendment written? It was written for the slaves being freed to make sure all their children were automatically American citizens, not some illegal alien sneaking across the border, plopping her kid down going American. That is not what it was for. I defy you to tell me that's what our founders meant. Go ahead. The writers of the 14th Amendment, go look it up. Until you look it up, fuck off. Seriously. I'm not that fuzzy dude. Look it up. Come back and show me. Well, we've done it. Some of these people have been on my streams. We went and looked up what the writers said. And the very fact that the Supreme Court ignored that says they didn't do their job. And I think if Trump pushes it now, it's going to get overturned. You won't have it. But then you won't be fine with that, right? When they interpret it another way, you won't be happy. So that's what I thought. Due process is an auto gavel. Bang deported, 100%. 100%. I agree, Joel. How you doing tonight, Joel? How you doing, man? Trump has made wishy-washy statements on deportations. Yeah, I know. I don't know. Jay Watterson, sometimes I don't know why you say that stuff because I know that. How many times do I attack Trump also? I say I'm not happy with a lot of stuff he's done. I know he's made some wishy-washy deportation, statements. I know that. And I think he's going to lose the midterms if he doesn't get off his ass and do what he said he was going to do. I've said that multiple times. Of course you don't want to study history. Says you, the guy who's not paying attention to history. I don't give a fuck about Bush. The fact that you have to wander back to Bush Jr. says you have no leg to stand on with what's going on right now. And what did I just say? I said Bush is a piece of shit. I disagreed with most of what George Bush Jr. did. I was one of the people standing up back then when they said, oh, if you're not with us, you're against us. French fries became freedom fries. I said that was stupid back then. So keep coming at me like I'm not sticking to my standards. You, on the other hand, have a standard for one side and a different standard for the other. I have the same standard for both. I think George Bush was a piece of shit and any moron back then who said, oh, French fries, because the French and the United Nations inspectors said there were no WMDs in Iraq. You're not with us, you're against us. freedom fries. I said that was stupid. So my standards have stayed level. Yours are, well, I don't care. The left can bring them in without due process, and you still haven't addressed that. How can the left bring them in with no due process, but then you hold the other side to due process? That's not the way it works. If you follow due process bringing them in, we follow due process sending them out. Why? Because then they're owed due process. You come in illegally, we owe you jack and shit. Nothing. You're not even a citizen here. Fuck off, get out. That's it. You want the Constitution to read? No. Go look it up. I was still waiting. Go look up what the writers of the 14th Amendment said. Then bring it on back. Come on. Okay, so far you're making no good points. It does match the Constitution. Yours doesn't, and you don't give a shit. You don't give a shit because you're still not addressing what I said. I don't give a shit how they interpret it because they interpret it wrong because the writers of the actual amendment clearly stated what it was for. I'm betting you're a person that doesn't much care for how the Second Amendment's written, though, either, do you? Well, it doesn't mean this. Shall not be infringed. But hey. All right. So, speaking of which, speaking of due process, hey, how's this for due process? By the way, this is something else we talked about on my streams a long time ago because I was talking about how it's been well known that in Illinois, we have multiple, not just this guy, we have multiple Illinois state police officers that are illegal aliens. We did a stream where I showed the article on it. So, hey, everybody, to quote Die Hard, welcome to the party, pal. I talked about this a long time ago, showing an article, Illinois state police officers that were illegals. People were like, how the hell can you have a non-citizen arresting citizens? How can you have a non-citizen that's not supposed to have a firearm carrying a firearm? Every single arrest and ticket this person gave is null and void and illegal. 100%. 100%. How do illegals gain such positions, GTR? Or SOG, sorry. How? Because we have corrupt lefties trying to bring in people to disenfranchising Americans' votes because America is not voting with the left anymore. America is moving away from the left. The younger generation right now is one of the biggest moves away from the left. And they know it. Hispanics are fleeing. Even black people are waking up going, what the fuck? You only talk to us during elections. Everybody's fleeing the left. They have been breaking laws. They're losing power. They've been using illegal aliens because they got the court. Hey, I'm betting Zippy the Wonder guy here, Titan Brew, is plenty fine with counting illegal aliens in the census too. Yeah, I'm assuming. No illegal aliens should ever be counted in our census for representation in our government. That is making illegal aliens part of our government. No illegal should ever be counted in our census. No city, county, state should ever gain electoral college votes or representatives in our Congress because they bring in illegal aliens without due process, Titan Bro. Where's your due process? Your due process with the illegal alien police officers arresting citizens. Show me how that works out. Where's your due process? Show me under the Constitution, no matter how you interpret it, that an illegal alien can carry a gun and or arrest citizens. How does that work? 14th Amendment has nothing to do with due process. No shit, doofus. 14th Amendment is to do with citizenry. I don't even know what you're talking about. 5th Amendment's totally different. Good God, no kidding. Well, thankfully, you're here to tell us that the 14th and 5th Amendment are totally different. Hey, you know what? The 2nd Amendment's not the 1st either. And the 2nd's not the 7th. Ooh. Way to go, bud. Way to go. These are not citizens. These are not citizens. See, you take citizens and then you just put it to illegals. Nope. This is not a citizen. This citizen should have this non-citizen should have no power over the citizens of this country. That's stupid. And you're ignoring. I never said the 14th Amendment and the 5th Amendment are the same. You are hunting, you are running and trying to find something. Oh, fuck off with your persons. That is absolutely ignorant. That is the same wordplay lefties try with, I can be a kitty cat. 2 + 2 = 5. Gender and sex are different. Fuck off. That is standard lefty bullshit. My words can mean whatever I feel like. Good luck. Good luck with that. No, it's not legal, Sog. It's not. An illegal alien police officer is not legal. Every single ticket this guy is given, every single arrest is null and void. Everybody that he's ever arrested or given a ticket to can fight it now. It will be overturned by actual honest judges. You cannot have a non-citizen here arresting. And I don't give a rat's ass what dingus here. Oh, person. Oh, shut up. We all know. They say citizen, citizen, citizen. It is not for everybody. This is our country, our Constitution, our laws for American citizens, and you know it. You just don't care. You want illegals here. You don't care how they get here. You don't care about due process until it goes against your beliefs. So whatever. I'm not conflating the 14th with the 5th. I didn't say anything about the 5th. I moved on to this. So, yep. I moved on to something else. The fact that your little mind is stuck at something else, that's a you problem, not a me problem. That's not how it works. Oops, I can't open that one yet. I got to log in to look at that one, Jay Watterson. On my other computer, I'm not there. 11 people watching. Yeah, so what? I don't give a shit. Calm down. Fuck off. My channel, you don't like it? Leave. Now 10 people. Okay, and? You think I'm upset that I'm some tiny little channel? I don't care. I don't give a rat's ass. I've built other channels on YouTube before. I don't care. Do I care if 0 people are watching? No, I don't. How many are you streaming to? Just asking. I love when people come on. Oh my God, 10 people watching. How many you're streaming to? Most of the people that say that don't have channels. Have never built channels, never done anything. I'll make fun of you, but I ain't doing jack shit. Go build your channel. Go do something. That's stupid. That's a standard lefty response right there. 11 people. And? I'm a nobody. I'm a dude in my basement den. Feel free to go ahead and make your jokes on that. My basement den talking what I feel like about what I feel like. Yeah, that's going to upset me. 10 people watching? Shit, that's amazing. 10 people watching my dumb ass. Okay. Yeah, I love somebody that can't read the Constitution telling me to read the Constitution. Okay. Brilliant, dude. You've already proven you don't have a care about the Constitution. You've already proven you don't know what it says. And I've already asked you, go look what the writers of the 14th said. And you're not doing it. You are purposely avoiding doing so. Feel free. Go back and look for my streams, if you feel like it, to where we talked about that a long time ago. We did. But hey, you won't want to do that. Let's see. Your 6th grade U.S. government teacher was an awesome teacher. No, he wasn't. He was a moron. You've proved your teacher was a moron. So whatever. So I feel bad that you just kind of came on here and proved your teacher was a dipshit who never should have been a teacher. All right. Let's see. Wasn't there something called E-Verify? Yes. E-Verify should be used, but you got to be careful to E-Verify because E-Verify can be used for bad purposes also. It can be used against American citizens in unfriendly Big Brother type ways. But yes, right now we do need E-Verify, but I would just be happy with, how about we just go after everybody who's employing illegals? How about we go after every bank that has accounts of the illegals? Everybody gets a loan. I do like how they're arresting people with DOT licenses driving trucks that are illegals. That's not legal. It's a federal law, federal. And they should be arrested and removed. And by the way, your illegal alien driver's licenses should have no reciprocity in other states. You are doing something, you are breaking federal law, giving illegal aliens licenses. Other states do not have to show reciprocity to your law breaking. But yes, E-Verify is still around. And Joel, I think, I'm not 100% sure, I think Florida actually is using it right now. And I think there may be a couple other states using E-Verify. But you know, I'm a dum-dum with only 10 people watching. So, you know, 10 people watching means I'm automatically stupid. Got it. Forget the fact that there's hundreds of millions of people on YouTube and how many are streaming. You know, yeah, okay. I love people. Yeah, they never went all in. Well, Jay Watterson, yes, you're right. They didn't go all in on E-Verify because, and I'm going to blame both parties. The right and the left didn't want to. The right, for a long time before Trump was decently okay, some of them were decently okay with the illegal immigration because they did want the cheap labor. Democrats wanted them for power. They wanted them for votes. And Republicans liked them for cheap labor. So, of course, they didn't want to go in on it. So, yeah, I'll blame them both. I will blame them both. Or, as I've said on here many times, the Uniparty. The Uniparty establishment. Don't make me bring out the jalapeno on a stick. Yeah. But no, I mean, illegal aliens, I mean, I'm betting a couple people remember, we've talked about the illegal alien police officers, and I did it about Illinois. So once again, welcome to the party, everybody else. Welcome, Tim Pool. Welcome, Crowder. Welcome to Steve Turley or whoever else is talking about it. We talked about the Illinois State Police having a couple 6, 7, 8 months ago. But yeah. Tell me how this is okay. I'll wait. I'm betting they just try to get in and snipe once they figure they couldn't get anywhere with me, but okay. So yeah. Tell me how an illegal alien is okay to arrest us. Oh, I know. It's a person. All persons are okay here. Or is this going to be one of those idiotic street signs I see in yards? No person is illegal. Remember that next time somebody breaks into your house. Well, they're not illegal. And don't tell me it's not the same thing. It is. If somebody comes and breaks into your house, don't call the police because they're not there illegally. Just saying. I don't care. Let's say that you left your door unlocked and they go walk into your house. Don't you dare call the police. Don't you dare try to remove them because nobody is illegal. Funny how, oops, suddenly somebody's illegal. Yeah, everybody who involved getting this guy to be a police officer or the Illinois State police officers, and I hear there's police officers in California, a couple other states are illegals too. Every person in this line should be arrested, not just this officer. Everybody who signed, all the checks you go through to be a police officer, there's no way they didn't know. Even his watch commander probably knew. Every one of them should be removed from their jobs. They take an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America, and they were having a non-citizen arrest citizens. That doesn't work. Besides, they're not supposed to have firearms. So let's go with that. Because remember, it's gonna get worse before it gets worse. You're right. You're right. You are 100% right, Jay Watterson. 100%. And I am a little more worked up than normal because I am super tired and super jacked on caffeine to stay awake. So, even the douche canoe from before is right. Don't get worked up, bro. Well, yeah, I'm a little jazzed. But also, stupid people jazz me. They do. All right, we are doing pretty good on time. I'm very proud of myself. Also, I'm jacked up because I'm trying to get done. All right. Before we move on, before Don Lemmon here, I'm just curious. Do you guys think the No Kings protests will stay peaceful? So far, lefties haven't stayed peaceful. You know, the non-violent left haven't stayed peaceful. Are they going to on No King's Day? I'm going to say 60% chance they will. I think there's a lot of pressure from higher ups in the Democrat Party to keep this peaceful because they know if this isn't peaceful, there's going to be actual repercussions. I think if this is not peaceful, if they injure or kill, God help us, a CBP ICE agent or a police officer, the Insurrection Act is coming. I think lefties know that. I think they know they've pushed almost to the 100% illegal limit they can push. And I think they know if that line is crossed, it's Insurrection Act and they're done. I think that's what's going to happen. So what do you think? Do you think the No Kings moronic protests are going to stay peaceful or not? And if they're not going to stay peaceful, where do you think it's going to go wrong? Do you think it's going to be Portland? Do you think it's going to be Chicago, New York, LA? All the above, none of the above? What do you think? All right, so. And? Ooh, that was a gotcha. So what? Yeah? What did I just say? I said uniparty establishment. I blamed Republicans too. I love how you can tell somebody's a lefty when they throw out gotchas like that. They think that's a gotcha. And there's asshats everywhere, dude. I'm an asshat. What do you want? Cookie? Ooh, a Trump supporter was hiring illegals. And? So what? That's not a gotcha. To me, that's just another person that needs to be held to the prosecuted fullest extent of the law. I don't give a shit who it is. I don't give a shit if it's Biden's family. I don't give a shit if it's some Trump supporter. You break the laws, you should be prosecuted. Problem solved. Done. Gone. And that's without making up laws and letting some dumb twat who's accused 26 other rich million and billionaires of touching her and who's been called a wackadoo for a couple decades, making up something she has no proof of. It's just a fact, nothing more. No, you threw it out there as a gotcha. You thought you were going, ha ha, look at this. It's exactly why you did it. Because I'm sitting here saying anybody, and you go, well, a Trump supporter was. I don't care. When have I said I don't think laws should apply to everybody? You only throw something like that out if you're playing gotcha games. And that's what you're trying to do. So don't say it's just a fact, nothing more. Bull. Why do these weirdos walk around in blow-up costumes? Because, okay, it's optics, Joel. It's smart optics, too. Because they know the average person out there will be going, oh, come on, how bad can it be? They hear the stories, they hear the news, they hear their friends going, these idiots are out. But they're all wearing cutesy little costumes. So how bad can it be? Also, it's to obfuscate their identity. It's just another way to obfuscate. Now, personally, if you've seen the videos online, I would like to walk around with a can of fart spray, spraying all those intakes. Just saying. Little fart spray never hurt nobody. But I'd like to do that. But that's why they're wearing blow-up costumes, Joel. They're obfuscating their appearance. Also, but come on, how bad can it be? We're just wearing cutesy little costumes. I'm wearing a dinosaur. This is my friend wearing a unicorn. So they're softening the look. It's average Marxism, kind of, you know. Make it look fuzzy and friendly. You know, because friendly, fuzzy stuff never sneaks up behind you and clubs you. So that's why, Joel. But it's a good question, but that's why. You know, Jax isn't down with, yeah. You're right, Jay Watterson. Jax does, but he's upstairs right now trying to beg food. He's watching. He's waiting for everybody to get up and start getting him some dinner. Oh, you know, facts don't work with me. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, no. I'm still waiting for you to look up what the writers of the 14th Amendment wrote. I'm waiting. You still haven't come back and looked it up, have you? Nope. So that, you don't get to talk about facts anymore because you have none. You like to play gotcha games. You like to lie. You like to obfuscate. Feel free. Feel free to do so. You're just giving me more view time and you're making comments. Ooh, okay. Hurting me and my 3 watchers or whatever. Be a shame for the Republicans to pull a Democrat ploy and embed bad faith at. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Jimmy, now come on. The Democrats wouldn't do that. You know, Nancy Pelosi's on record saying that, oh shit, she held some blame for that J6 because she admitted Trump did try to get National Guard troops in there, and she said no. They blocked that shit. The documentation has been released a long time ago. It even came out during the Biden administration. But of course, they also like to ignore, well, Trump said peacefully make your voices heard. Well, that's a dog whistle. You know what? How many dog whistles then does the left have? The left goes out and dog whistles by actually shooting people. I don't know, that sounds like a hell of a dog whistle. That's like a warp 9, 8 trillion decibel dog whistle. When you're out shooting and attacking people and rioting. Once again, the left has no true beliefs except what gives them power in the moment. Democracy. Oh shit, we lost the election? Riot! Where'd that democracy go? We had it. You lost. But I'm sorry, that's a fact that somebody on here won't like. And you can look it up. For 60, 70, 80 years in this country, every time the left loses, there's some type of unrest. And now there's even lefties go, oh, well, the 2024 election was stolen. Oh, so now we can election deny. Weird, after removing people for their jobs, social media and everything for denying 2020. Once again, Democrats have no true beliefs. Yeah. Which one is that, Jay Waters? Is that the newest one where AOC was taking over the party? Let me see here. No, the one I was talking about, Jay Watterson, was where they played the video of her in the car taken by her own daughter doing that strange documentary saying that, oh shit, I've got culpability in this. She openly said it. She was crapping herself. So yeah, that's the one I was talking about, Jay Watterson, where Pelosi's in the car and admitted it. Hang on here. Come on. There we go. Let's do it right here. Spelling, not my... Actually, I don't have a lot of strong points. Right here, guys. This is Nancy Pelosi saying she's got culpability.
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have.
Oops.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, because you turned down DC police, you turned down National Guard, you definitely were in trouble.
You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff should we call the Capitol Police? I mean the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
Oh, gee, I wonder. You said no. You said you had culpability.
No, that is not a question of how they had. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility.
Whoops. I take
having
responsibility.
them just prepare for more.
Yeah, because you turned down when it was asked. You turned it down. All right. Let's see here. Seen that footage? Pelosi must have been crapping herself. Oh, she was crapping. Just listen to her talk there. She has poop touching cotton in this video. She has major. She had to go home and take 18-wheeler size skid marks out of her undies. She knew that if we had an honest administration or honest people in our Justice Department, but then she'd have been in trouble. She did not do her job. Congress should have censured and removed her. She turned down orders. Even though the ex-Washington, D.C. Capitol Police Chief came out and said, yes, we had the orders in, and they said no. The government's, Trump's own orders are asking of them to send in National Guard before, to have guards standing there, and her saying no. They did this, and she knows it. If we had anybody honest in our government back then, they would have gone after her. So yeah, 100%, she was totally crapping herself. Now for the context, watch the link I post. I can't get it to come up over here. Let me see.
The new January 6th committee will find
I'm playing it on my other side here, so you guys might hear it.
Are you at all concerned about the new January 6th committee finding you liable for that day? Why did you...
It'd be nice if they did. I watched some of it. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that clip. I don't know. Do you have faith the new J6 committee will do anything right? I don't think James Comey will do any actual time. I don't think anybody's going to do any actual time. I like that Trump's doing something, but is it enough? No, they broke laws. They did illegal shit. I don't think anything's going to happen. But yeah, Jay Watterson, I've seen that clip. But yeah, I like that we're doing a new J6 committee, but do you think anything's going to come of it? I'd say maybe. Do I think there's going to be arrests? Not really. I mean, real arrests. I mean, arrests. How about this? How about arrests with actual jail time? I mean, come on. They made up laws and rules and did illegal shit to try to get Trump in jail or just end his life. Steal his shit. Mar-a-Lago's only worth $16 million. Come on. I would love to have some lefty tell me how Mar-a-Lago's worth $16 million when houses around it that are a 50th the size, if that. I mean, the property and house are a speck compared to Mar-a-Lago. But, oh no. This house next door is selling for $16 million, but Mar-a-Lago's only worth $16 million. What a load of shit. That's the same shit government pulls on all of us, where they will say your house is worth $200,000, so they can tax you at a $200,000 level when your house is only worth $100,000. And you can argue, but most time you never win those arguments. So they're taxing you at a level, and you will go, fine, then I want you to see if I can sell my house. If I can't sell my house at $200,000, then you should be paying me the difference. You said my house is worth $200,000, and you're taxing me on that. Government does that all the time. They lie. There was once a band called Blind Faith. I'm not even sure there's a single band name out there that hasn't, a phrase out there hasn't been a band name by now. Let's see. I don't have any faith in anything the House or Senate does. Me either. If there's something we can agree on, Jay Watterson, right there. I mean, maybe you and I will both having flip-flops thrown at us in the future. But it would take a major, major change in the people in there and the balls they have, the actual ability to move past being a piece of shit lifetime politician and actually serving the people for anything for me to have faith. Yeah. I mean, I think our current Speaker of the House is a lot better than ones we've had for a good while. Do I think he's great? Nope. Mike Johnson he's at best meh. And it's bad to say that meh is a really high bar for Speaker of the House in our government. So, yeah. So, no, I don't have any faith either. I think that we're going to see, I mean, as good as I think Trump is, once again, I'll say it. I'll bitch about him. I've already done it. So when people come on here and go, oh my God, you're just, he'll do anything he will says. No, I bitched a lot of stuff on here. Jay Watterson has bitched about it. Jimmy, Joel, all you guys have said stuff against Trump just as much as for. But I think, I don't know how you guys think. Here, how about this? Here's a quick post for all 2 of you watching. Thumbs up in the chat if you think Donald Trump is the best president in our lifetimes. I don't know how old you are. If you're 120 years old, okay, I get it. But I think Donald Trump is the best president for the people in my lifetime. Thumbs up in the chat if you think he's the best in our lifetime. If not, tell me who you think is the best in your lifetime. And there's no wrong answer. I mean, if you think Bill Clinton, I actually think Bill Clinton, piece of shit dude, but was actually a good president. Yes, NAFTA was stupid, but actually a decent president. George Bush Sr. was a decent president. Ronald Reagan was a piece of shit. George Bush Jr., well, okay, President Cheney was a piece of shit. President Cheney sucked. All right. Hey, Kay, how's it going? If you quote any amendment, quote the whole amendment, not just parts you want and choose from, please. Talk about me? Well, let's see. Quite a few properties in Mar-a-Lago worth way more than $16 million. Which is a fact. They said Mar-a-Lago was worth $16 million and tried to get Trump on that. He overvalued his property on that. No. The judge just made up a number and said, that's it. I'm going after Trump for it. Which, by the way, that judge should be in jail. He did illegal shit. That's what I'm tired of. Where we can talk about not having faith in Congress. Holy shit. How about these judges doing illegal shit? A judge who knows Mar-a-Lago is worth like $399 million going, nope, it's worth $16 million because I say so, stamp, done. Now we can go after Trump for overvaluing. So, yeah. I am the king of the lizard people. Actually, could be. Donald Trump's administration has enacted or proposed cuts to civil rights protections. Oh, you mean like the government board disinformation that the Biden administration tried to get through? The George Orwell type government board of disinformation? Tell me again about who was after free speech. That lady is now over in the UK telling UK government how to curtail speech of people in the UK. He hasn't cut social programs. That's a lie. He's cut them to illegals and people sitting on stuff who don't deserve these programs. We've had rampant abuse of these programs. Time to fix it. We waste a shitload of money. I don't see civil rights protections. Oh, are you talking about civil rights protections for people on visas here? Epidemic freedoms. Yep, that's what you're talking about. You're talking about people who are on guest visas. You don't get the same rights as American citizens if you're on a guest visa. You don't get to say you want to end America. We can tell you to leave. You don't walk into my house and start cussing my wife out. I will tell you to leave. Same difference. Oh, let's see here. Environmental safeguards. Okay. Well, I love how it was global cooling, then global warming, and then when none of that panned out, it became climate change, which, by the way, if we live on a planet that the climate isn't changing, we live on a dying planet. Marked safe from the cackling. Oh, Kamala, jeez. That woman just needs to shut up. She's not helping herself. She's now saying that she's the most qualified presidential candidate in history. That's insane. Trump doesn't care about you. Okay. And Biden cared about you? Biden only cared about the money his family was raking in. Actually, Biden only cared about not shitting himself. Biden didn't have any type of thing going on upstairs. Okay, yeah, you hurt my feelings with that. Trump doesn't care about you. Okay. Best president of my lifetime was Kennedy. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to overly crap on that stance. Honestly, I'm not. That one is a valid one to stand on. If you're going to say any, I would say that's a valid one to state. Say since Kennedy made a goal for us to go to the moon and set shit in motion to get us there. I'm not going to crap on you saying Kennedy. Personally, I think Trump is, but you know what? Kennedy is a valid argument. Very valid. Actually, probably after Trump, that's the most valid person you could throw out there now that I think about it. So, yeah, okay. Joel says thumbs up, thinks Trump is. Kay says Trump possibly is. But you know what? I'm not going to piss on Titan Brew this time. Kennedy has a valid argument. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, Kay. I just check in there. Not just NAFTA, the assault weapons ban. I agree. I mean, I agree, Jay Watterson. I'm not saying Clinton was amazing. But if you look on the whole, at least because during the Clinton administration, the government still worked with each other. Between Clinton and Gingrich, I don't care whether you like either of them, the two of them would still work together and get stuff done for the people. Whether we agreed with everything or not, there was still negotiation. The left didn't get everything they wanted. The right didn't get everything they wanted. There was a bill where each got something and each was semi-unhappy, and that's not a bad thing. Clinton did bad stuff. He even admitted later that NAFTA was a bad idea. But compared to Ronald Reagan, I'm sorry, I know the right loves Reagan. I hate Reagan. If you look at that man, he said amazing shit, but then did the opposite. Big government is horrible. He grew government bigger than everybody before him put together. He got us involved in wars and caused so much unrest in this world, we're still fighting it. So, once again, but no, I don't think Clinton was epic, Jay Watterson, but he made some big boo-boos. But at least our government worked then on both sides. And Clinton, I think, I'm not saying he's great, but I'm going to say if you have to have the center bar here, anything above it is total shit, anything below it is, or anything above it is, okay, we didn't swim in shit, and anything below it is you're swimming in the outhouse, I'm going to say he's above the bar. But yeah, the assault weapons ban, I had forgot about that. That is pretty bad. Even though it didn't do anything either. You're baked in, no point arguing. Okay, and same with you. Same with you. The very fact that you use the phrase orange turd. I've said Biden. I didn't say that piece of shit jackass dementia patient. I could. The fact that you use your orange turd says you're the one that's baked in. You are the cultist. I'm sitting here saying good things Trump does and bad. You, nope, everything's bad. You're the cult. You just proved it. Janet Reno, wow, yeah, but I'm still saying on average, under his presidency, with help of Gingrich, the country did decent. Nice to see a cultist right there. You're baked in. No point arguing with you, says the person who automatically goes orange turd. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, Jimmy, exactly. 100%. Reagan sold Vanpad missile systems to Israel. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, the Iran-Contra scandal that should have been, for Ronald, that should have been treason. He did insane shit. What Ronald Reagan did with Iran-Contra was no different than Obama's Fast and Furious, Obama killing American citizens with drone shot strikes. Yeah, with no due process. You like your due process? Where was that? He said, fuck it. But yeah, Iran-Contra and all the stuff he did around in the Central America, South America, Middle East. Pfft. I know that, Titan. I've agreed with you already multiple times. I said I'll give you that. But I'll probably agree with you more than I would the orange turd dude up there who says I'm the cultist when, yeah. Is it just our Constitution that guarantees you have our rights as a human? We have civil rights laws also. We have federal civil rights laws and acts that also passed by Congress that do the same thing. So, yeah, Jimmy, it's not just our Constitution, but our Constitution is the strongest thing that's not actually there to guarantee our civil rights. Our Constitution is actually there to limit our government because our rights are supposed to be baked in and for us automatically. That Constitution is there to limit the government, to tell them to F off. Anything not listed in that Constitution, the federal government doesn't have anything to do with. That's supposed to be up to the states. And yes, I'm sorry, lefties, that includes abortion. Do I like abortion? No. Do I think Roe versus Wade was good law? No. Just because under the Constitution it's not listed? I know somebody can argue about that, but you know. All right. Clinton needed Gingrich to get anything done. Actually, Jay Watterson, they needed each other. But like I said, at least they would work together. Clinton needed Gingrich, Gingrich needed Clinton. They needed each other, but they would work together. Nowadays, nobody wants to work together. And I'm going to say mostly on the left, they don't want to work with anybody because they're cultists. Orange turd says it all. But on the right, there's a good amount that don't want to back down either. I mean, the libertarians are one of the worst examples. I get my way 100% or fuck it. Well, I gotta have my morals. Yes, keep moraling yourself into getting nothing done. That's the problem. Elian Gonzalez, whatever. Screw Elian Gonzalez. Still illegal. Don't care. Sorry. Fall fishing can be the best time to catch giant bass. Titan Brew doesn't matter. You can't kill American citizens anywhere without due process. The very fact he launched a drone strike knowing American citizens were there, killing them without anything. That is illegal. Doesn't matter whether they're on our soils or not. The United States president can't just go off American citizens. Let's see. Abortion should be legal up to 18 years. Up until 18 years. Nice. That's actually funny. I think, I agree with what used to be. What the left used to think of abortion. It should be safe but rare. Should be rare. But I do think there's a limit. I do not like deep conservatives who say it doesn't matter if a 12-year-old girl is effed up by some insane psycho, gotta keep it. Nuh-uh. No. You will not get me to believe that. Or if you either sacrifice the child and the mother, because you can't, if it's going to kill the mom, too bad. No, and I'm not for that either. But I do think there should be a limit. It shouldn't be, full term or something like that. There should be a limit. I like the whole 3 months. You get 3 months to figure it out. After that, too bad. I don't know. That's just me. But we all have our different beliefs. I'm not a conservative per se, so I don't go with what I believe is that's why I disagree with Charlie Kirk. He'd make this, well, we can't do one evil act to justify another. Uh-uh. To me, it was more evil forcing a 10, 12-year-old girl to do something like that. To go through that trauma for months. No. It's choice. I did like Reagan. I also did like, I don't like, yeah, but the problem is, Jimmy, Reagan said all this good shit, but did the opposite. If you look at what Reagan did, he either a good speechwriter, or just because he was an actor, was good at saying shit. He brought the government into a lot of shit in our lives. In fact, he grew government bigger than everybody put together before him ever had, and it's never gone back since. Reagan said good shit and didn't do the good shit. That was my problem. The Constitution lists the limits of the government, 100%. It's not supposed to be guaranteeing our rights. It's supposed to be telling the government, fucking hands off. Problem is, they don't follow it anymore. Our federal government has taken way too much power. Hell, just like your taxes. If you look what our founders wrote, your property taxes, if you didn't pay property tax, the government wasn't supposed to come take your property. What happened is you got no benefits of what those property taxes paid for. You could have your property, but you couldn't have like your sewer or your road usage taxes or whatever. You didn't come take your property. Now the government holds that over us all. You don't pay your taxes, we take your property. You never own your property anymore in America. You just have one less landlord. I defy anybody to show me how you own your property if the government can just take it because you don't give them their tithe every so often. Give us money or we take your property. Show me how that is. Show me how you own your property. I am all for once you own your property, once you've paid it off, you should pay no property taxes on it. Or you never truly own it. Ruby Ridge was effed up. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Miles. Okay, Miles. Nice to see you, man. How you doing? Hopefully things are going a little better for you, Mr. Miles. Trust me, man. You had me worried there for a while, buddy. Going fishing this morning, waiting for the sun. Not going to fumble around in the dark. Well, we've got rainstorms going through here in my area. We had a couple good storms. And I think they're by us now. Let me take a quick check of the radar. Oh, yeah, we're mostly done. We got some light rain coming. Yeah, most of the rain is by us for now. I'm not sure we're going to get any more later today, but we had a good amount of storms overnight. It was actually lightning and storming when I started the stream. Gulf Coast with some snook and redfish. I've only fished in saltwater once in my life. River fishing and camping in the islands I've done. You do own your property. The government simply steals it from you over time, but for that time you do own it. No, I don't. I don't ever own it. Because as soon as I don't pay my government tithe, my rent, if I don't pay my rent to the government, they take it. That is tenant and landlord. If I'm renting a property, I don't pay the landlord, he boots me. I don't pay my federal government landlord, boom, property's gone. I think once you pay for your property, it's yours, and that's that. No more property taxes. That's craziness that they can just take it for anything. And that's how they use power over people. That's another way they have power. They always want to take your shit. Well, you don't do this, we'll take your shit. Always like that. I still have a lot of my fishing stuff, Sog. I just haven't fished in a long time. I haven't had the time, or most of my friends don't do fishing. Not that they're old and dead. I'm just saying they just don't fish anymore. Florida has 3 bills currently will knock down the property taxes for those 65 and older. I agree with that. There are other bills that do similar things. I think, wasn't Texas also talk about getting rid of property taxes? I'm also of the mind that school taxes, if you don't have children in schools, why are you paying an exorbitant school tax? Just saying. You got somebody that's 80 years old, never had kids in school, and in my area, we have an exorbitant school tax. For how shitty our schools are, our school in my area is absolutely shite for the insane amount of money we spend on it. You look at your property tax breakdown, and most of it goes right to the school tax. It's crazy what we pay for school tax here. Of course, I'm stuck in Illinois, the highest tax state in the country. Our property taxes are the highest in the country. Every tax here is the highest in the country. We finally beat New Jersey out for the last tax they had higher than us. So I have a problem with paying taxes on shit you're not using. For life. Maybe a little bit. But I think anybody over 65 should not be paying school tax and property tax. That'd be me. Lucky that all the storms are heading to Obama around midnight. Well, they can have them. Let's see. Property tax here, and the main problem is homeowners insurance. Yeah. That happens in a lot of places. Our insurance isn't too horrid here. I mean, my house did get hit by a tornado a few years ago, and we had to argue with the insurance company and get it fixed in timely manner. But ours isn't too bad. It's our taxes. Our taxes are killing us in Illinois. There's a reason Illinois is in the top 2 or 3 of states losing population and the only Midwest state losing population. Because people are fleeing. Even with the illegals coming in, we're dropping. We are also trying to escape. It's tough when you actually own your house. You know, it's tough to say, hey, I want to take on payments again. California property taxes are lower than Texas. And everywhere, Mr. Miles? Yeah, but see, California has a lot of other taxes that Texas doesn't. Texas has a lot less tax layers. So once you add up all those layers of taxes, you're paying much more in California. Goes to schools in Lee County. Wow. Yeah, but don't you have no income tax and aren't there no income taxes in Florida? There's some tax they don't have in Florida. It really is a big help. Home ownership tripled after Ian. Home owners insurance. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say much because I live in the Midwest. You might get hit by a tornado. You live in certain parts of America, you will get hit by a hurricane. So asking an insurance company to pay you for something you know is going to happen, yeah, they should charge you a fuckload. Sorry. I mean, it's like people in my area that live right along the Mississippi River and get flooded all the time and then bitch about their insurance rates. Too bad. Some years back, the federal government came and offered people a buyout for living along the rivers here in my area, the Rock and Mississippi River. And they told people, if you don't take these buyouts, federal flood insurance won't cover you anymore. We're done. You know. And people were pissed. But too bad. If you live where you know something is going to happen, yeah, your rate should be higher. It's like a smoker's rate should be higher for, your health insurance. Hey, Bunny, what's up? How you doing, hon? Didn't America start a revolution over 2%? Yeah, 100%. Yes, 100%, Joel. Not just the 2% tax, but also representation on that tax. And I don't know about you guys. I don't care Democrat or Republican. I don't think I feel super represented. And that's where I will give Trump some definite yes. That's why I say he's the best president of my lifetime, is he at least has tried to follow what he ran on more than any president I can name. He has, when he's looked at the people and said, I'm going to do this, and they say, yeah, he's tried to do that. He's followed more of his promises. So honestly, I think that's one of the reasons Trump is popular, because people feel represented by him. That is a big deal. We don't feel represented. I'm not in a flood zone either. Wind is what? Yeah. Well, same difference. Hurricane, wind, flood zone. Yeah, they're all the same thing. I'm just using it as equating the two together. But if you are where you know shit's going to hit the fan, yeah, your rate should be higher. All right, guys, do me a favor. I got to say this because Bunny's here and she's going to ask me later if I said this. I haven't. Please hit thumbs up for the stream. Share it out if you like. I'm not asking you subscribe if you just run into my piddling little channel. I will ask if you check back once in a while and I can make you happy, make you sad, make you mad, make you hate me, make you loathe me. If you can do that 2 or 3 times, then subscribe. Other than that, just please hit a thumbs up. Appreciate that. That's it. Now, if you heard chatting, hey, Welcome. And just so anybody new knows, I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal. I'm kind of a centrist with a slight leaning to the right. So I will piss off everybody usually. How's it going this morning, Bunny? Let's see here. I agree, Mr. Miles. Now that I know it's you, I'm gonna keep saying that. How you doing, bud? I know I already said that, but it's like now that I see it. Oh, shit. Me and Mr. Miles have gone at it more than once. But, like Titan said a little bit ago, and Mr. Miles and I've said in the past, and even me and Jay Watterson and Joel, Jimmy, I know a lot of you guys. I like the Charlie Kirk phrase. Let's see if we can find some common ground. Titan said that a little bit ago. I mean, yeah, we don't have to agree. Shit. Hell, if somebody agrees with everything I say, I get scared because something's gone wrong. Because I'm kind of a dumbass. I have no problem saying that. I don't know everything. Tim Pool would call me a midwit at best. So, yeah. But, yeah, it's, yeah, we can argue. We've argued on here. So, but honestly, it's, is what it is. Oh, I'm not too bad, Bunny. I'm actually very, very, very tired. I've been up for almost 24 hours right now. I was out helping my dad around his property and getting some groceries for him and stuff. And I haven't been to sleep yet. Let's see. I don't see how Trump could say he'd bring down prices when he doesn't really have any say in. Yeah, don't matter. See, that's a problem. People don't understand. But then when Joe Biden gets in office, things go through the roof. It's because enacting certain policies can affect the private market. When you cause inflation to go up, shit goes up. That's why Trump, on the very fact, I can disprove you right away. What Biden's policies and actions under that administration, I don't want to blame Biden. I really don't. It's the people who are running him and using him. So when I say Biden, I mean his handlers. Biden was the Wizard in Oz. Biden administration did policy changes and did things that caused inflation and supply problems. And what happened then? That raises prices. I was paying over $8 a dozen for eggs. And not just because of chicken flu. That was long over. I was still paying a shitload. Everything was up. Our gas was up. All of our food was up. Our heating costs, our electricity, everything was up. And now under Trump, my gas is way less. Our gasoline is half the price. My eggs are under $2 a dozen. My milk is less than half the price. My heating costs have gone down. Or at least my electricity. I haven't hit my heater yet this year. Everything is cheaper right now. Enacting certain policies does affect the private market. When you are a president, you come out and say, well, we're not going to let, even if these oil companies have leases on the property, we won't give you the permits to build roads to get in and out to use that lease. You cause oil supply issues. When you will let anybody use natural gas. When you are trying to force electric cars and mandating certain things, you can change prices. And that is what happens. Presidents and administrations and Congress, by their very actions, have control over our prices, over inflation, over supply lines. And that is a huge thing. Just like a lot of lefties are having a cow about Trump enacting these tariffs. Oh my God, some of our stuff will get more expensive. Maybe in the short term, but maybe it'll bring jobs back here. We build it here. Americans are getting paid more. We have more jobs here. Getting illegal aliens out. Bring the price of rent down because there's less competition for housing. And the rent prices will come down. Because if you have empty houses and you're a renter or a landlord, you're going to want to bring those prices down to get your house full, or it's going to sit empty and you're losing money. That affects costs. So an administration, Congress can affect the markets heavily, very heavily. And Nancy Pelosi has made herself ultra rich with insider trading doing that. All right. So yeah, they do have a huge hand in private markets, good or bad. Our whole government does. I don't know if you were right, Sog. I just did a thing about Israel-Palestine the other day. I'm all for it. Let's for the first time make Palestine an actual country, but then if any single flippin' rocket, make them sovereign. You go Israel, I don't want your ships off their coast fucking with them. Don't you dare F with them. Leave Palestine alone. But if one effing rocket goes from free Palestine into Israel, boom, you're a glass factory. You're done. Gone. That is your one chance to have your Palestine. You get one more shot, and that's it. Done. Gone. I'm done with it. And if Israel starts some shit, they lob a rocket over for no reason, back off. I'd make a glass factory out of Israel, too. I don't care. I'm tired of this stupid forever war. All right. Well, he is bringing down energy costs. Energy costs does drive costs. If you bring down energy costs, your truck, the diesel truck bringing half your products, or the diesel train, when you are paying less than half for your diesel, your costs can come way down. When your grocery store is paying less for your electricity to cool and refrigerate food, your costs come down. So presidential administrations do, and so does Congress, have a huge hand in our market. Huge. Huge, huge. Huge. I'm very pro-tariff because nothing made here. Yes, 100%. Yeah, see now, Mr. Miles, you're right. We are held hostage way too much. God, if we had to go to a kerfuffle with China, we're screwed in some ways. God, we didn't even produce our own vitamin C here. So what Trump is doing is bringing jobs back here to the tune of billions and billions of dollars of investment in this country. That's good. Some people, well, some of these factories won't be running for 2 years or so. So what? You got to start somewhere. A lot of the Democrats' plan is, well, my God, we can't fight this. So their whole plan is just capitulate and bend over and take it from China and all these other countries. Why is it good for China to tariff us at 10 times what we're tariffing them? Why is it okay for the UK, sorry, Sog, to tariff us at a much higher rate than we're tariffing them? How about the very fact that Canada and all these countries got mad when Trump said, hey, how about just equaling tariffs? It's okay if they protect their people, try to bring money to their country, but not us. Just trying to even things out made these people flip out. That says a lot. Didn't Palestine simply reclose it? Oh, dude, now I know you're definitely Mr. Miles. Holy cripes. I don't think Sog is going to disagree with you on that one. Yeah. Yes, there is an actual country of Palestine now. It used to be the UK. Ouch. Damn, dude. That is rough. That is rough, dude. I like it. Thank you, Connie. I appreciate that. Yes, thumbs ups are nice. And I am on Rumble also, guys. For those of you who want to get spicy, you can go to the Rumble chat, which I am looking at right now. It's Lions NWS6 on Rumble. I'm streaming there too. And I do that because we've had a few people on there where I know Bunny still misses her friend Snoopy. Used to be on Rumble. And they got really nasty. I'll tell you this. I'll say it again. The UK is screwed and will not even be recognizable in 30 years unless they do mass Mass. I mean, mass deportations in the next 2 to 3 years. You will not recognize it in 30 years. In fact, there's people out there saying mathematically the UK is already effed. It's like, oh boy. What was saying? Hamas fires any rockets, America going to wipe Hamas out. Well, that's not what they're saying. I'm all for that, but also he's more mad about the Hamas people going around offing people in Gaza. They'll go around just offing anybody they think is a traitor, or they're just angry. They're throwing a fit because the war is over, and they don't want the war over. They want river to the sea. They want Israel gone, and they're mad. So they're just going around wiping people out in Gaza. Sorry, it's not Palestine yet. But they're going around wiping people out. That's what Trump is mad about. He's saying, stop this shit. Stop just offing people, or we're going to come in and wipe you out. And he might do it. I don't think he'll piecemeal it. People think Israel was bad. I don't think Trump will be nice. I think he will go in. I mean, we are talking Kobayashi Maru type situation for Hamas. It will be a no-win scenario for them. Always get my Star Trek in there one way or another. And there we go. Mr. Miles got a Star Trek in there too. Damn right, buddy. You think Italy will actually leave the EU? Oof. I don't know. I think any country with common sense should not want to be a part of the EU anymore. The EU usurps the power of the voters and the citizens of each of these countries. The UK did the right thing getting out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about how Italy is doing on this, how hard the push is to get out. I don't like the EU. Not because I think it's a block against America. I think it's not good for Europe. I mean, look how far Europe has fallen since the EU was enacted. It hasn't done better. And then they opened their borders, just brought in tons of shit. Now they're just screwing themselves. I mean, whew. I don't know. I'd almost like to see it, though. Florida citrus industry has been hit with problems they can't get under control, mostly fungus. It happens, but, man, I don't want to see that because I do like my citrus. You know, my wife's allergic, but, I like it. Of course, she's allergic to caffeine, too. God, I'd never be able to survive. Civil war in Syria is under control. The UK should start sending refugees back. Yes, 100%. 100%. Snoopy could be a bit rude. Snoopy said some shit, man. Snoopy said some thermonuclear crap. Okay. One last thing I want to talk about here tonight, guys. By the way, to all of you, even the people I'm disagreeing with, welcome, and I appreciate the conversation, whether we agree or not. I'm not here to block you. I'm not here to, I will tell you to F off sometimes, but you'll also tell me that. But we are here to talk and discuss, and just like Charlie Kirk used to say, and I didn't agree with him on everything, so don't get on me. We got to have common ground, and also, as soon as we start talking to each other, we stop thinking of each other as humans. We stop looking for common ground when we stop talking to each other, or even realizing, as even Titan has said, we can find a little common ground and agree on some stuff. We have to, even if we only agree on 1%, we should at least talk about that 1% with each other. Because we got to keep in our minds, each of us is human. And unfortunately, that's where the left is a problem right now. They've dehumanized Trump supporters or anybody who disagrees with them, where they can attack, burn Teslas, shoot things, end people's lives, and that's a problem. We need to stick with talking to each other. So I do appreciate you all being here. Even the guy who said the orange turd. At least they stopped in to talk for a second, even if it was nonsense. Oh, no problem, Titan. All right, so last thing we're going to talk about here. This is quick. Don Lemmon is now advocating for black and brown people to get guns so they can fight ICE agents by claiming it's not illegal to cross the border. It is illegal. I'm not even going to advocate that, talk about that because it's illegal. It's a law. We know there's a code for it, 8 USC, but I can't remember the code anymore. But yeah, it is illegal. And this guy here, I can't remember this guy's name, but I dislike him. He says dishonest crap all the time. When he's on Piers Morgan's debates, he is just, ugh. All right, so let's take a quick listen to
Black
this.
people, brown people of all stripes, whether you're an Indian American or a Mexican American or whoever you are, go out in your place where you live and get a gun legally.
All right. Quickly here. Imagine if a right-leaning white pundit said this to white people. White people, I don't care where you're from, how white you are. I don't care if you glow in the dark, you're just kind of pinkish. Go out and buy a gun. Be ready to defend yourself against the Biden administration or the Democrats. Dude, they would shit kittens. I mean, dude, literally. The very fact that he can say this one way shows where the racism actually is. That is insane. And they're still equating. I'm sorry. Let's talk math. Why are we arresting mostly brown people in our immigration raids? Why? Because most of the people that came here are from brown countries. It's simple math. If you have 1,000 illegal immigrants come in and 975 of them are brown, well, you're going to be arresting mostly brown people, and you'll be looking for mostly brown people. Sorry, if you had 1,000 illegal immigrants coming in, and 975 of them were from Scandinavia, Finland, and the UK. Okay, not the UK. That's a bad example anymore. I'm just saying. But Scandinavia, Finland, and maybe Germany, we'd be looking for the crackers. We'd be going, dude, look at that saltine fucker right there. Maybe we should look at him. We'd be deporting a lot of Hiquensu Ocha, if you know the movie. But I'm sorry, folks. It's simple math. If 90% of your illegals are coming in from brown countries, you're going to be deporting brown people. It's not racism. It's simple math. But remember, Democrats are 2 + 2 = 5. So I hate that. Oh, yeah. His name is Wajat Ali? No, what's his name? He goes by another name. He goes... Dang it. I don't think I've ever heard him called Wajat Ali. I think there's another name, Mr. Miles, he uses. Is like his screen name or something. Might not be orange. Well, no, okay, we're going to get through it here. Let me get through this. I'll get it off there, Joel.
Get a license to carry legally. Because when you have people knocking on your door and taking you away without due process as a citizen.
We're not doing that. That's a lie. We are looking for illegals. Trump isn't going, hey, I'm going to get rid of brown people. I'm sure the brown people in his administration would be going, no. Come on. So stupid. This guy is a moron. He thinks every black police chief, all the Hispanics and black people in CBP, ICE, police departments in Trump's own administration are going, yeah, get them Browns folks. You're an idiot.
Isn't that what the Second Amendment was written for? Go back and read what the Second Amendment says. And perhaps it will knock some sense in the heads of these people who are saying, well, it's all great. I don't believe they're doing it without due process. They're asking people for paper.
He's advocating violence. Knock sense in their heads after you get a gun. As somebody that has firearms and has a concealed carry, real people that are gun owners and carry are very polite. You do not want to use it. You don't want to have to deal with the law if you use it. You are very polite. An armed society is a polite society because you know when you have a firearm, there could be hellish consequences. This guy is openly advocating violence. You don't get, come on.
They're not really beating people up. These people are doing things that are illegal.
I know I'm not letting this play, but hey, Don, who are the people killing somebody? Who are the ones assassinating, shooting, attacking, ramming police and agents with vehicles. Oh, it's the left. It's not the right damaging people, attacking people, beating people up. Charlie Kirk gets assassinated. What does the right do? They have a funeral and a prayer vigil. They have multiple prayer vigils. They don't go out and riot. But what happens? Lefties go through and ruin the prayer vigils, attack people at Charlie Kirk vigils and prayer sessions. Screw you, Don. These guys are both pieces of shit.
Nobody is illegal. It is a misdemeanor to cross the border.
A misdemeanor is still a broken law. If you are driving, you commit a misdemeanor. Go watch any police video. You are still in trouble for misdemeanor. You have still broke the law. And some misdemeanors carry jail time. That is a misdemeanor. A federal misdemeanor, by the way, is different than a local one. He is lying, he's wrong, and he's advocating violence. Clear as a bell. Imagine if Trump come out and told white people, get a firearm. And then you beat into the head of these people that they're wrong. Holy shit. This isn't even a dog whistle. He's pretty much blatantly saying it. Once again, if you don't think it's bad, reverse it and put this in Trump's mouth. Then suddenly you'll have a cow. Then you know it's bad. So now I'll get Don Lemmon off there. I will, I promise. We're going to get Don off there. Boink. There we go. You feel better? I got Don off. Now we'll go here. Don has always been in favor of rear ending. Yeah, and I spelled his name wrong in my title. I put 2 M's in there on accident. That's how tired I am. Oh, I saw somebody here. Mudslinger walks. Allergy to caffeine sounds like makeup. Too horrible to real. Oh, it is horrible. She is actually allergic. My dad, when I grew up, my dad was mildly allergic to caffeine. He had to drink tea and pop with no caffeine because they would give him sinus problems. And they took forever for them to figure out he's allergic to caffeine, slightly. My wife is much more allergic to caffeine. She had something called adult onset allergies where she suddenly became allergic to about 90 different things. There's a lot of food she can't eat, most cheeses, stuff like that. I think she's a brave individual. So I don't know if I could survive without caffeine and cheese. So yeah. Hello, Mudslinger. How's it going this morning? I know I'm not caught up with all of you, but I got Don Lemmon off. Liberals are such little children these days. Why do they hate the law being enforced? Kevin, welcome. And because I don't know if they really hate the law and being enforced so much. I don't think they care about anything. And I don't think it has to do with Trump or the illegal. I don't think they give a shit about the illegal aliens. They just are empty, vapid, hateful people. Also, they've been programmed. You have 12 years of brainwashing by the leftist media and the left parts of our government, our deep state, programming these people. This is their army. I've been saying this forever. This is their army. The army of smooth brains. I think they are just people that wake up in the morning, find something to be hateful about. These are the people that wake up, I'm going to be a kitty cat today, or I can be a helicopter, or I can go to the gym with a raccoon tail hanging out of my pants while I'm working out. I think they just hate in general, and they can be steered. Remember, these are the same people that Tesla's amazing, Elon Musk is amazing. Oh my God, he disagreed with us? The leftist media said, get him. And they did. They turned on him in an instant. The left have no true beliefs except what gives them power in the moment. And their moron foot soldiers have just empty lives. They're hateful. They wake up in the morning, what can offend me? These are the everybody gets a trophy generation who were told by mommy and daddy everything comes out of their mouth is rainbow farts and unicorn sprinkles. And these are the people who are raised on if schools teach them the grasshopper and the ant, they now teach them the grasshopper is the good guy and the ant is the bad guy for not just giving the grasshopper everything all the time. You know, the ant works, the grasshopper doesn't. Hey, the grasshopper deserves it. But yeah, that's my take, Kevin. The left has always been violent when they lose. They don't believe in democracy. These are a lot of people who are raised in our schools teaching them socialism is good, communism is good, capitalism is evil. And now they just hate. They don't pay attention that a lot of the problems these people have is when they have a hard time owning a house, paying rent, buying food, costs of things going up are partially because of illegals here. So it's just these are steered, dumb people looking for any reason to riot, cause violence, to attack people, full of emptiness and hate in them and lost, and they're easily steered. And right now, the easy one is they get to go out and LARP, and they feel like I'm doing something. I'm part of something now. Most of these people will be sitting in the house eating their own boogers, playing around online, doing nothing with their AI girlfriends, never getting out and talking to humans. They actually feel some type of connection doing this, and they want to feel superior. And they got it. This is what it is. Maggots sure are a whining bunch of liars. Really? Okay. If you think so. I would say it's more the left. A bunch out there whining. You lost the election. So what do? You go out and riot and burn stuff down, attack people? Yeah. Kill people? I think you're the whining bunch of liars. We believe in democracy until we lose. Then we got to go out and destroy shit. I wonder if Stephanopoulos will be a streetwalker. Oh my God. I think it's crazy because Don Lemmon gets destroyed every time he goes out and does this. He goes up thinking that black people will support him, and he's getting just beat down. It's a saying, YouTube, by black people. It's crazy how he thinks it's going to turn out better than it does. It turns out very bad for him. I wouldn't be surprised if Stephanopoulos went out and did it. Now, he's still pretty popular in ABC. I mean, come on, they still have The View on. They still have The View. I do have another name for YouTube. Might punish us both if I say it. Oh, are you talking, Miles? Are you talking retard? You can say retard now. Retard is back. We've taken it back. We can say that now. Yeah, etard. Yeah, you can say retard now. I've said it multiple times. Hell, a lot of channels, of course, the big channels always get away with saying stuff, but yeah, you can say it now. People need to learn critical thinking skills. Well, maybe too critically sometimes. AOC and most Democrats, I don't think, you watch. I'm not even sure that's true because look what happens with Cuban immigrants. The Democrats don't like Cuban immigrants. They know automatically Cuban immigrants are almost all right-leaning. They were able to get rid of them quick. And the left doesn't believe what they say. Look what happened when they got illegal aliens sent to Martha's Vineyard. They suddenly had them suckers out of there within 24 hours. National Guard was there. Oh my God, get them out. The only way, they don't care about anything except, once again, what gives them power. They bring in these people in for votes. They're bringing them in for representations. They can get more representatives and electoral college power. They don't really care about the illegals. It's just power. The other part of their army is being deported. Yeah, I hope so. Problem is, Mudslinger, as people on this channel have heard me say, these are anemic numbers. These are rookie numbers. Obama did a better job deporting. What the fudge is going on? And I love all these idiots out there marching right now. Oh my God. Dude, where were you during Obama? Well, then now people will go, well, Obama was bad too. So where were you bitching? Not a damn one of you opened your mouth and said, oh my God, Obama's horrible. Not a damn one of you were pissed about Obama making cages and putting kids in them. Where were you? Once again, they have no true beliefs. That's what gives them power in the moment. Exactly, Jay Watterson. The trophy. I think it was last generation. Yeah. Depending on how old you are. Yeah. There was a line, and a lot of people can look and go, okay, right about here is when people started going knucking futs. Yeah. Born 86. Okay. You might be right. My wife is older than you, and she says she was on the edge. When she was in high school, she was starting to see, when she was graduating, people coming in at freshmen were starting to be goofy. And she's not too much older than you. So yeah, you're probably right around there right, Mr. Miles. It wasn't what to think, it's how to think. Pretty sure the Canuck officials said it was against the law to protect your home from intruders. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Retard is back. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, you can go on other channels. Even I've even heard people on Tim Pool's channel say it. D-Day Cobra. There's a lot of people saying it now because you can. Hell, you go watch Andrew Wilson. Woof. He shows what a big channel can get away with. For sure, feel retarded. Now, Joe, it's okay to say retarded again. Nice. There's a lot of words, man. Of course, I've been using a lot of words for a long time. People laugh at, asshat, snapperhead, jackwagon. We need to bring gnarly and radical back. My neighbor's Cuban. They're cool people. I'm lucky to have good neighbors. Dude, Cubans are based. They came from... Dude, as I love when people immigrate here from communist or socialist countries, and they try telling these lefties, you're stupid. You do have no idea what you're talking about when you're calling Trump a fascist or a socialist or a king. We came from these things. You're dumb. And they try telling these lefties, and they go, whatever, you're stupid. You don't want to believe the people who ran from these actual things. Personally, I think we should gather them all up and deport them to a socialist or communist or monarch country, and then let them really see it. Parents don't seem to care much today when it comes to yeah. Well, parents today, I'll say this, Titan Brood, parents today throw their kids in front of some screen. They don't pay attention. My parents limited our screen time. As far as I know, my wife's parents did the same thing. And I have family with young kids right now who limit their kids on their screen time. They said, nope, go outside and play. And those are kids that work out better. I actually live in a neighborhood where a decent amount of kids get out and play still. But you go a few neighborhoods around, you don't see any kids outside. It's weird. And they have kids. So yeah, there's a lot of not reading to kids, not spending time with kids, plop them in front of the YouTube, plop them in front of their tablet, their phone, and it's not good for them. There's a reason that people that own social media sites don't let their kids on. That's bad. When you got the head of Twitter and Facebook and all these other big companies, who don't let their kids even have a smartphone, that should tell you right there. The guys who run it don't let their kids on it. Can I start wearing my shirt again that says I'm retarded and voted for Kamala? Yeah, I would. Go for it. I would. I still want to get an ICE hat. I want a Trump 2028 hat. I have a 2020 and a 2024. I need a 2028 just to wear. I got a couple people in my gym that are definitely, as Sog said, wankers. I use some British stuff. So I grew up on a lot of British TV, like Doctor Who when it was good, and Red Dwarf and stuff like that. I still say goit off and on. Temperdino. TVs don't raise people like they used to. You know what? That's actually a really fact. I mean, look at the cartoons some of us grew up with. They actually were pretty moral. And they'd teach you a lesson at the end. Knowing is half the battle. Or a He-Man would stand up there and teach you something about, the whole episode is about being honest or something. They don't do that as much. A lot of things are very morally ambiguous at best. And TV shows used to try not to beat you with politics either way. You used to be able to watch TV and movies about some political message being beaten into it. There's a reason a lot of people are going back watching TV shows and movies from the 90s back to the 50s and going, dude, this is great, because you don't have to have any BS, rammed into your head while you're trying to enjoy something. So yes, Temperdino, you're right. Temperdino. Hope I got that right. And welcome, by the way. And just to make, so Bunny doesn't yell at me on my email, please hit thumbs up for the stream if you like. You don't have to subscribe. You run into some random dingus as you're up in the morning. Appreciate you stopping by, but you don't know me from nobody. Stop back once in a while. If I can make you happy, sad, or mad, please subscribe then, if I can do it more than a couple times. But thanks for stopping in anyway. Doctor Who ended with Peter Capaldi. Yes, and even near the end of Capaldi, those episodes weren't very good. Capaldi was good. The story was bad. the girl, the key to everything, started crapping on the doctor, saying, oh, God, we can always hope the future is all female. Oh, boy. But yes, Capaldi was the last good doctor. Even though the last half of Capaldi was not, the episodes weren't good, but he was good. Doctor Who ended with that stupid Jodie Whittaker. 100%. I agree with you guys. Why is the doctor getting in trouble for blackface? Don't even get me going. Don't even get me going about that. If you look at my background, and you can't even see half the stuff I got around here. I got Indiana Jones art done by a guy who worked on the movies over there. I got Cadillacs and Dinosaurs here. I got Iron Man mask, a Buck Rogers comic. I got 1701D poster over here. I got stuff everywhere. So I am a pop culture doofus. My den is a pop culture sci-fi den. I got a huge Batman tumbler back behind here. Tumbler as in the vehicle for the movies. So yeah, I can get going on that. Foghorn Leghorn. Dude, people grew up on those cartoons. People talk about, violence. Dude, come on, look at Yosemite Sam. Bam, 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 bam. Blowing, Daffy Duck's beak around his head. You're despicable. We didn't go out offing people because we weren't empty. We were taught morals. We were taught lessons. We knew that was make-believe. We knew that you could get hurt. People these days are dumb and they're empty. And they're easily steered. Or else everybody who grew up watching Foghorn Leghorn and Bugs Bunny and Daffy and Roadrunner and Coyote would have been violent as crap. But they weren't. Capaldi was awesome doctor, handed shit scripts, 100%. MacGyver and the A-Team taught problem solving, yes. Not the new MacGyver. Team MacGyver, ugh. Yeah, MacGyver showed you real critical thinking. And MacGyver was a good moral character. He only used firearms in the first, the first episode that was the pilot. He actually used a firearm in that. After that, he didn't believe in touching guns. Even though the last couple seasons of MacGyver, they went a little way too far to the fuzzy zone, everybody. All right, Popeye, Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote, yeah. There's a lot of 80s cartoons. In fact, I have a lot of 80s cartoons back there. I love G.I. Joe and Heathcliff and Transformers and all that stuff. They're still good. Kids today should be watching those types of cartoons. They're good. Even the early 90s, even some of the Digimon and stuff like that was still good. They didn't have a lot of this BS stuck in it. So yeah. All right. Why is that so far back? Okay, there we go. I don't know why my studio was acting so far back. A-Team, yeah. Dude, the A-Team could spray bullets everywhere and nobody ever had blood anywhere almost. Nobody ever got exsanguinated. That is crazy. Of course, that's why there's a lot of people out there that think when you spray guns, they're inaccurate. Guns either spray 1,000 bullets and hit nothing, or that one shot from a moving car takes out the other moving car's tire. Neither, if you've ever shot a firearm, is accurate. So, yeah. Even though Obama deported 3 to 4 million, the total immigrant population only reduced by 5. Yeah. Yeah. Because he deported a lot, but he was also bringing in a lot around the other door. So, yeah. Mudslingers, that is a good point. As Obama was pushing some out this door, he was still bringing in some other people through the back door. So, yeah. And Lions NW6, 90s had the animated Batman and X-Men. Yeah. Batman, the animated series, still considered the best Batman cartoon ever. Yes. Batman, the animated series, and the X-Men. Yeah. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah, they just did a remake, a newer version of that. X-Men 96, I think they called it. And the first season was really good, but then they fired the guy who made it. So it's probably going to go to crap. Yeah, the new Batman animated series on Amazon. They've made the Joker a female and made Batman kind of a secondary character in his own cartoon to the ladies. So yes, Batman the animated series was epic. Even the Superman animated series around the same time was good. The 90s was probably the last good decade for cartoons, let alone for TV. And you had, I think the late 90s is when the 90s you had Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis. You had Andromeda. First 2 seasons were the best. There's a lot of good stuff going on. Thundar the Barbarian. I have that on DVD. I know. I'm going to admit it. I do. Ookla the Mock. Good cartoon. Captain Caveman. 90s was a golden age. 90s had a lot of TV shows for sci-fi. Yeah. Thundercats. There you go. Thundercats. Yeah. Chitara. If you know, you know. Lex. Yes. My wife likes Lex. She ran into that. She's like, dude, this is great. I'm like, yes. Babylon 5. Considered one of the top sci-fi series of all time. Ghostbusters cartoon. Farscape. Yes. Ben Browder. That was a Australian sci-fi series. People didn't know. But yeah, Stargate. I love Stargate SG-1. I love Stargate Atlantis. Universe. Farscape was epic. Babylon 5. Epic. Back when the Sci-Fi Channel used to be good when they spelled it sci-fi, not S-Y-F-Y. So far, the liberals haven't noticed Batman's blackface. Oh, good grief. Oh, nice. Earth Final Conflict. Yeah. Yeah, that one was goofy. Speed Racer. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, the Mach 5, wasn't it? Yeah, see, we can wander off near the end and talk about whatever. But yeah, I think, if I brought up a lot of my collection, I mean, those movie posters behind me, the Star Trek 4 movie poster over my shoulder is original. That is a Paramount Pictures actual poster that was hanging up in Showcase Cinemas in Milan, Illinois. That is now, but since they've been destroyed, that movie theater. But the actual manager there, you can't see the others. I have Star Trek 1 through 4 original Paramount movie posters. Yep, I got them from Milan Showcase Cinemas. They even have the numbers, Paramount Pictures numbered on the bottom. Yep, and you can see by Babylon 5 right over my shoulder. That's Babylon 5 back there by the stereo speaker. With a glow-in-the-dark Slimer on my stereo speaker. So, yeah, I got the stuffs. You probably can't make out what's on the table right under the Babylon 5 poster. Yeah, there were a lot of them for the storylines. Saturday late night, NBC used to have Power Hour. Oh, yeah. They used to have the Action Pack. Hercules, Xena, Knight Rider 2000. Rising Sun. Yes. Hercules was great. Xena, I was okay. But Xena got way goofy. Hercules was kind of goofy but fun. But even Xena was fun. Hercules, Xena, cringe, loved every minute. Yeah, they were fun. Which Battlestar Galactica, Titan Brew? I still like the late 70s version. I liked the later version, the remake of Battlestar Galactica, until they got super weird the last year or so. They almost seemed to go, I know it's going to annoy some people, they went way too far with their goofy religious tones. It got weird. The first series, okay. The first one is still epic. Too bad they ended Tuesday. Of course, I can bring one up. Buck Rogers. The first season. Second season, And that was Gil Gerard's fault. Gil Gerard screwed Buck Rogers. The first season of Buck Rogers, I love it. Second, No, I'm going to have to do more streams where we just talk pop culture. Andromeda, AK, Space Hercules, yeah? But I'm telling you, man, Andromeda was a good series. The first 2 seasons and then the last season. But that third season in there was really bad. It was rough to get through. It was a goofy mishmash. But by the time they went back to form, they'd already lost half their audience. Yeah, it did get weird. Battlestar did get weird, yes. Mystery Science Theater 3000, yes. Netflix did a remake of that here not too long ago. It didn't last long, but yes. Bitty, bitty, bitty. Yeah. Yep, tweaky. Now, I don't know if you guys ever watched the Buck Rogers movie. The movie is what started the series. They did a series after the movie. The movie is much more serious. I liked the movie. And that was serious. He had to deal with the loss. He suddenly wakes up 500 years later and he's got the loss of his family and everything, trying to find himself in that time. And even that first season did a good amount of that. And that was good. The second one was just, Gil Gerard, you were a great Buck Rogers, but dude, you screwed that up. Briscoe County Jr., I have it. I have Briscoe County Jr. on the DVD set up there. It's right next to, ready for this one? Briscoe County Jr. sitting right next to my Tech War series. Let's see how many people know what Tech War is. I also have the Tech War books. Creature double feature, yep. Andromeda was a weird mix because most of the episodes are taken from throwaway scripts from Trek, yes. And well, Dylan Hunt was a character created by Gene Roddenberry. And he was in another movie or two. Gene Roddenberry liked Dylan Hunt. He wrote Andromeda, and that was his character. But he also was in a couple movies. I can't remember the name of the movies. Some of you guys might. And written by Roddenberry had Dylan Hunt. Yes, I know we've wandered off the politics, but we can do that. Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, yeah. C-Lab 2021, yeah. Andromeda's Majel Barrett's pet project, yes. A lot of those were scripts written by Roddenberry before he died. That was his storyline, and yes, she was trying to honor Roddenberry by bringing that out. She should have kept Earth Final Conflict under wraps, though, because Roddenberry didn't do everything epic. Yeah, the Netflix MST3K was actually pretty good. It's just not enough coverage, and people were maybe done with it by then. Lex was weird, yes. The uncut versions of Lex. Woo! Yeah. All right. Hey, no problem, Titan Brew. Have a good one. But I am going to get off here because I've been on for 2 hours and 41 minutes. And as some of you guys know, I do try to keep it around 2 hours, which I fail a lot. But let me know. Do you guys want to do... my channel is set up for politics and pop culture because I do know a lot of pop culture. Yes, Lex was weird, but it did make it good. Well, because I've done YouTube channels before, and if you get over a certain amount of time, nobody wants to watch them later. And since I'm mostly a streaming-only channel, and I'm too lazy, I don't have enough time to take and split things up later into bits, it's hard to get views. If you go over 2 hours, it seems to be a cutoff, and also my time. I guess I've been up almost 24 hours right now. Thankfully, I don't have a lot to do today, except the gym and a couple things. And try to work on insulating my garage. But that's why. I try to keep it around there just for my time and then try to get views and stuff. Growing cleavage? Hey, I'm trying. My everything hurts is because my leg day yesterday. Oh my gosh. I way did it on calves, man. When your calves hurt, you did a good workout for legs. Keep the beard. Well, I'm not getting rid of this. I love my goat. All right, guys. I am going to hop out, though. Partially because I'm tired. Get up. Oh, plus, yeah, Jay Watterson's right. I do want to maybe stream tomorrow night. If the No Kings protest gets frisky, I will be streaming. We'll be going through channels. I mean, as you guys can see, I had a page up here ready to go where we were going to go through and look, but I came on so late, nobody was still doing anything. So we are going to hop out. I do have stuff to do. And also, I got to go to the bathroom. How's that for a way to leave? All right, guys, please hit thumbs up on the way out. If you want to subscribe, thank you, but check back. And if I can earn it, then cool. Or not, I do have to get out. And also, I'm waiting for Jax to come down and bite me in the ankles. So I will talk to you probably later today or tonight or whatever you want to call it. And thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Stog. Have a good one. Nice to meet you, you new ones out there. So I appreciate it. And even if we argue, stop back in. I'll argue with you multiple times. I mean, it's okay if you're wrong. Talk to you later, everybody. Thank you very much. And good morning.